Chapter 534. In the void, Fang Ping's mentality began to solidify. A slightly shabby house appeared in front of everyone. A house. No one had expected Fang Ping to materialize a tiny house. The house looked a little shabby. As the house appeared, it was as if someone was decorating the house and adding those pieces of furniture. Some worn-out pieces of furniture slowly appeared in the old house. Below the materialization, Fang Ping's eyes flickered. No one knew what he was thinking. An old house. The old house in Sun City was not the one in Scenic Lake Gardens, but the one in Lakeview Gardens, Block 6, Room 101. The old house that he had lived in for 2 lifetimes. The house continued to materialize and continued to be perfected. Fang Ping's mentality seemed to be running out. Fang Ping did not speak. He quietly replenished his mentality and continued to materialize. The house, the furniture, the walls, a complete house began to appear in front of everyone. Many were at a loss. Many were silent. At this moment, no one spoke. Li Changsheng and the others were also a little dazed. This house, what did it mean? They thought that the materialization of the house was the end, but this was just the beginning. When the house appeared, a few vague silhouettes appeared in the house. Ping Ping, brother, in the void, there seemed to be some inaudible voices. 3 blurry silhouettes appeared in the house. Fang Ping, is his obsession his family? Someone murmured. At this moment, everyone could see that it might be Fang Ping's home. No one would have thought that the courageous and invincible Fang Ping, who was as bright as the sun, could not let go of this. Among the grandmasters who flew over, some were a little dazed and had some indescribable discomfort. Even a prodigy like this yearned for this kind of peaceful life. Yes, the campaign had been too long. Too many people had died in battle. For someone like Fang Ping, deep in his heart, what he longed for the most was to enjoy the warmth of a family with his family. Indescribable discomfort, indescribable sorrow. Martial artists dying in the catacombs was the highest honor. Who really understood martial artists, the honor and glory in the eyes of outsiders, who did not know that it might just be a cover. I miss home, someone murmured, but his eyes were blank. Where was home? How many years had it been? His parents died in battle. He was alone, fighting in the catacombs for decades. How could he have a home? The figure in his memory was already blurred. The materialized object was still changing. In the house, a few illusory silhouettes had yet to materialize completely, and there were only 3 silhouettes. Fang Ping was not there. Fang Ping was not there. Soon, the house turned into a dilapidated old building. It was even more dilapidated than the old houses in Yang City. Unfortunately, not many people knew about this. Even Wang Jinyang did not think much of it when he saw this scene. Wang Jinyang had been to the old house in Lakeview Garden. It was very shabby, but not as shabby as it was now. However, Wang Jinyang did not pay much attention to this small change. An old building rose from the ground. Soon, another old building rose from the ground. These floors were not as solid as before. They were somewhat illusory. Even so, it was still shocking. The more complex the materialization, the more powerful it was. Fang Ping's ability to materialize his own house as if it was real had already shocked many grandmasters. Who would have thought that he still had the strength to continue? Even if the last part was a little vague, it was still enough to shock everyone. However, there was still no sign of this ending. Soon, an old residential area appeared. There was only the appearance. There was no substance, except for the house that belonged to Fang Ping. In the residential area, blurrier silhouettes appeared. They looked like old people sunbathing, like children playing. That kind of tranquility, that kind of carefreeness. Even if the silhouettes could not be seen clearly, one could still feel the sense of freedom and carefreeness. a residential area. If in the beginning, everyone was shocked by Fang Ping's materialization, now they were shocked by Fang Ping's strength. Some people could materialize buildings of this scale, but they were all slowly filled in later. NMAU's old vice-chancellor spent many years, but could not achieve this step. He could not truly materialize NMAU. Fang Ping did not either. However, he had only reached the stage of materialization. It was already shocking enough to be able to materialize a microscopic model. This, however, was not the end. Fang Ping was constantly replenishing his mentality. The endless consumption made Fang Ping's face a little pale. Consumption and replenishment were also very tiring. However, Fang Ping did not care. He wanted to see how far he could go. The residential area appeared. Soon, it began to spread. The streets outside Lakeview Gardens appeared. The residential area next to it appeared. Everyone seemed to be looking at a painting. Fang Ping was the painter, filling in the painting continuously. No, Wang Jinyang realized that something was wrong. He murmured, "This is not the present," or rather, this was not the Sun City in his memory. Many things had changed. When he saw some buildings that had never appeared before near Lakeview Gardens, Wang Jinyang murmured, could it be the future that he imagined? A peaceful and tranquil future world? This thought suddenly appeared in Wang Jinyang's mind. So, the Fang Ping who did not seem to care about anything, the Fang Ping who was extremely bold, only desired this? Li Hansong said in a low voice. As expected, I knew it. As the Celestial Emperor, as the leader of the ancient martial artists, what he desired was indeed to pacify the catacombs. This is a true martial artist. This is the leader of martial artists. Wang Jinyang was speechless. Li Hansong suddenly said, excitedly, people like us only fight to pacify the catacombs in this life. The future should be like this. No war, no destitution, no death in a foreign land. Fang Ping is the one with true determination. We've bled too much. I don't want future generations to fight in the catacombs. I don't want generations of martial artists to die. That's not courage. That's just helplessness and sorrow. In the air, the materialization continued. The Lakeview Gardens area was still expanding. It was still materializing. In the later stages, it became more blurry. Even so, everyone was moved. A city, a rank, 6 martial artists was materializing a city, a quiet and peaceful city, and this city seemed to be still expanding. Fang Ping's face was extremely pale. It was a little difficult for him to hold on. It's not just Sun City. Don't tell me he wants to materialize the whole world. The thing is, I'm not familiar with it. Fang Ping did not know if he was happy or sad. The materialization did not stop. It looked like it would continue. The thing was, he was familiar with Sun City. He was not familiar with other places. The materialization did not come out of thin air. If he materialized the wrong map, how embarrassing would that be? Forget it. I'll fill it in later stages. It's already eye-catching enough. If this continues, everyone will collapse. Fang Ping roughly knew what he was going to materialize. A future world. A world without martial artists. A world where even if they could not earn money, they would not starve to death. At least, they would not have to face the threat of death and the threat of human destruction all the time. As expected, I'm just a nobody. In this turbulent era, what I yearn for is to return to that world. What a joke. He thought he had adapted to everything today. He thought he could face everything today calmly, facing the killings, facing the catacombs, facing the powerhouses who could easily destroy a city. Only now did Fang Ping understand that his obsession was to return to that world. What a joke. You're a coward in your bones. You have to pretend to be fearless. I'm very afraid of death. I'm also afraid of my family dying. I'm even afraid of seeing all my acquaintances die. But in the next moment, Fong Ping suddenly restrained himself and shouted, "May the world be peaceful and without war. I, Fong Ping, will only work hard for the well-being of the people and the prosperity of the country. I will fight for this, even if I die without regrets." As soon as these words came out, everyone understood now, even if they did not understand the meaning of materialization before. Many people were moved. Some of the grandmasters from outside did not even think that Fong Ping was only a rank 6. An old grandmaster with white hair said loudly, "General Fong has great spirit. You're a prodigy martial artist, fully deserving of the title. Sino Nation's blessing. General has a great ambition. Although we are weak, we will definitely do our part for the well-being of the people and the prosperity of the country. Among the younger generation, only General Frenzied Blade can be called a martial arts leader." The grandmasters praised him to the extreme. Look, this was a prodigy, a leader. It did not mean that you could be a leader just because you were strong. Fong Ping was not considered too strong, even if his mentality was materialized now. However, he was wholeheartedly focused on quelling the threat of the catacombs. He did not consider a family or a country. A martial artist like this was really rare, at least looking at the big picture. Fong Ping's big picture was really admirable. Those grandmasters from outside, even if they were older than Fong Ping's grandfather, treated Fong Ping as their peer at this time. Martial artists did not look at age. Some people did not understand how a martial artist with great spirit like Fong Ping could achieve what he had today. Now, everyone understood. If this kind of person was not strong, who could be strong? The outsiders were still cheering. Li Changsheng and the others looked at each other. Why did they feel that something was not right? Fong Ping had such great spirit. He was actually thinking about world peace. It sounded a little fake. However, the people and furniture were materialized here. A quiet and peaceful city, in line with Fong Ping's world peace, people's well-being, did not seem wrong. Did MCMU have such a big shot? And this big shot was their student. Lu Fengru said in a barely audible voice, "Do you guys think there's a problem?" Tang Fong said solemnly, "This is probably what he's thinking. The materialization can prove everything. This kid Fong Ping, when he was weak, I didn't really like him. I thought he was too realistic and selfish. But now, to be fair, Fong Ping is destined to leave his name in history." Old man Li could not help but scratch his head. He said awkwardly, "Is that so? If this kid says he wants to protect his family, I believe him. But if he says forget it, who cares?" Old man Li did not want to think about it anymore. Anyway, he felt that Fong Ping was not that great. If this kid was so great, he could jump off a building. No, he could jump into the Forbidden Sea. Those who did not know Fong Ping well believed Fong Ping's nonsense. Those who were familiar with Fong Ping were mostly skeptical. A small portion, like Qin Fengqing, did not believe him at all. They scolded in a low voice. "World peace? Like hell I'll believe you. This guy can fool middle and low-ranked martial artists, but now he's even fooling grandmasters from outside." He did not believe Fong Ping. Oh my, he's even acting like he wants to maintain world peace. Do you think I'm stupid? Qin Fengqing suspected that if the catacombs really attacked, this kid Fong Ping, seeing that he was no match for them, might even run away with his family. The possibility was very high. Qin Fengqing did not believe him, but Li Hansong believed him without a doubt. This was because, in his opinion, a leader must have a leader's boldness and breadth of mind. In the past, he had suspected that Fong Ping used to be a nobody. Maybe he was his underling. Now, however, Ironhead did not think so. He was ashamed of his inferiority. He was not as good as Fong Ping. At least, from the perspective of the big picture, he did not think as far as Fong Ping did. that greatness could only be achieved by a leader. Iron Head had completely fallen for it. Wang Jinyang looked at Li Hansong and sighed softly. Actually, he also felt that something was not quite right. However, since Ironhead believed and admired Fang Ping so much, he could not say anything. Fine, he would let Fang Ping do whatever he wanted. In midair, the materialized Sun City did not dissipate immediately. Instead, it entered the Vitality Gate. The Vitality Gate that was initially sealed could actually be opened now. This scene was also shocking to everyone. Fang Ping did not care about this. Instead, he bowed slightly to the grandmasters around him and said modestly, "Grandmasters, please don't make fun of me anymore. My abilities are shallow, and I can't take this. This is just a small wish of mine. How would I dare to embarrass myself in front of the grandmasters and make a fool of myself? If someone hears this, they'll laugh at me to death." The old grandmaster who first praised Fang Ping said, "Seriously, General Frenzied Blade, you don't have to be so humble. You can cultivate if you're weak. No one is born a powerhouse. General, you've materialized your mentality in your 20s and sealed the Vitality Gate. This is unprecedented. A high rank is just around the corner. With a young talent like you, General, we humans have hope and a future." "That's right, that's true. General, you don't have to be so humble." Fang Ping sighed in his heart. "These people, I didn't pay them. The thing is, if you guys flatter me like this, I'll be embarrassed too. If I say now that the catacombs are really attacking and I need to find a place to hide, will you guys hack me to death?" Perhaps everyone would think that he was preserving humanity's hope, intending to lead humanity to counterattack again in a desperate situation. Am I going to gain a group of Grandmaster fans now? Fang Ping's imagination ran wild. Of course, it was nonsense to expect people to bow down to him just because of the materialization. In the future, he could show some benevolence and righteousness, as well as the attitude of serving the country and the people. Who knows, he might really convince these grandmasters. People, they're too outstanding. They'll believe anything they say. I just want to live a peaceful life. I'm just saying a few things casually, and you guys take it seriously. Fang Ping criticized in his heart for a while, but he could not hide the joy on his face. The mentality materialized. Moreover, it was a small city. Although it was not completely lifelike, Fang Ping felt that it should be much stronger than Lu Fengru's dynamic map. It was also stronger than Big Lion's Golden Lion. In the future, if anyone provokes me, I'll move the city and smash them. That's awesome. The key is that I can continue to fill in the gaps. When I go back, I'll go around the country and look around the world. Maybe I can really materialize a world map. Maybe it'll be Earth. Damn. When I'm fighting, I can smash people with Earth. Isn't that awesome? I can smash people's mentality in an instant. When Fang Ping thought of this, he almost could not hold back his laughter. Of course, he had to be more reserved. There were still many grandmasters from outside. Moreover, although the strength of the materialized object was related to the materialized object itself, the strength of the mentality and the materialized object's realism were more important. Not to mention rank 8 and rank 9. Even if it were to smash a rank 7 powerhouse, there was a high probability that it would not be able to beat them. At this moment, thousands of students below him roared, "Congratulations to the president for materializing mentality and becoming a grandmaster. Congratulations to the grandmaster. Congratulations to MCMAU." Fang Ping was dumbfounded. "You guys are exaggerating a little too much. Can't you see that only one of my Sanjiao Gate is sealed? There are so many grandmasters here, and you guys still dare to brag like this? You're inflating." At the thought of this, Fang Ping said loudly, "Students, you've misunderstood. I'm not a grandmaster yet, so I don't deserve the title of grandmaster. Ha ha." General, you don't have to be so humble. It'll happen sooner or later. Some grandmasters did not take it seriously and laughed loudly. With General Fang's breakthrough speed, a high rank is just a snap of the fingers. That's right, it'll happen sooner or later. He deserves this title. We, on the other hand, are a little behind. Ha ha! The rise of the younger generation powerhouses is also what we want to see, especially a prodigy like General Fang. Fang Ping was now in a difficult position. Enough! Stop bragging. If you continue to flatter me, should I charge you if something happens in the future? Should I write an IOU? Fang Ping did not reply, and immediately descended from the sky. The other grandmasters landed one after another. There was still a grandmaster who was still supporting him, saying, General Fang is willing to. Before he could finish, Fang Ping immediately said with a straight face, No, I admit that my ability is shallow and my strength is low. I dare not think of myself as a grandmaster. Thank you for your kindness, grandmasters. Having said that, Fang Ping winked at Lu Fengru and the others. Help! If I get blown any further, I'll be roasted on the fire. Lu Fengru was speechless. I knew this kid wasn't that kind of person. Now he's gone too far. Although she was speechless, Lu Fengru still interrupted. Everyone, let's disperse for today. Young people shouldn't be so arrogant. It might not be a good thing. I hope everyone can understand what I mean. Dean Lu, what are you saying? However, Dean Lu can produce a student like General Fang. Lu Fengru felt that it was a little harsh and said awkwardly, Just call me Fang Ping. I say, you guys are already so old. It's about time. Why are you still calling me General? Hurry up and leave. Don't keep us here. As soon as she said that, the grandmasters could not help but laugh. They stopped talking and nodded at Huang Jing and the others. Finally, they looked at Fang Ping as if they were looking at their sons, their faces full of satisfaction. Only when Fang Ping was about to break down did the grandmasters leave one after another. As soon as they left, Lu Fengru curled her lips and said, Just you wait. Do these old guys really think they're praising you? After tomorrow, wherever you go, you'll meet their granddaughters' great-granddaughters. As soon as she said that, Fang Ping's face stiffened. He said dryly, Really? Ha ha. Lu Fengru laughed coldly. Old man Li, on the other hand, looked like he was experienced. He said, You will. In the future, wherever you go, you'll meet women. Kid, take it easy. Don't eat whatever you want. If you eat them, they'll definitely blame you for it. Fang Ping wanted to cry, but no tears came out. How could it be so evil? On the other hand, Chun Yunxi, who had rushed over to congratulate him, heard that and her face stiffened instantly. In the future, would Fang Ping meet women who came to his door everywhere? That seemed to be the case. Fang Ping was so outstanding. All the women in the world should like him. What should she do? At this moment, Chun Yunxi's heart was ringing with alarm. She believed that Fang Ping was not that kind of person. However, she could not stop those women from worshipping Fang Ping and sticking to him shamelessly. That would not be good. Chun Yunxi gritted her teeth, feeling anxious. Fang Ping glanced at her from the corner of his eye. He was a little speechless. Women. Troublesome. He wanted to say a few more words. In the next moment, Old Man Li and Lu Fengru did not hold back at all. Both of them moved at the same time, grabbing Fang Ping's neck at the same time, ready to take him away. They had questions to ask. Fang Ping felt this scene. He was so angry that his face turned red. He said in a low voice, I'm a general now. Look at the situation now. Do you still think I'm a nobody? Lu Fengru and Old Man Li ignored him, especially Lu Fengru. She was determined to take him away. Nothing else. I'm afraid I won't have the chance. F asterisk CK. This kid's mentality had already materialized. At this speed, he might be rank 7 in a few months. When Fong Ping really became rank 7, even if Fong Ping asked her to take him away, she would not do it. Rank 7 was a real grandmaster. She had to save some face for Fong Ping. Now that he was still rank 6, there was no need to save face. Lu Fengru took the shining Fong Ping away. Fong Ping's golden light shone brightly, not letting outsiders see what was going on. Old Man Li, Huang Jing, and the rest were all smiles. Who asked you to be so smug? In the end, you still had to admit defeat. Huang Jing's hands were itching. If he did not teach this kid a lesson now, there would not be a chance in the future. Thinking back, he had crushed Fong Ping many times in the past. Not only had he crushed him, but he had also thrown Fong Ping directly into the Southern Sea. Thinking of this, Huang Jing suddenly looked at Tang Feng and said, "This kid has really reached rank 7. Will he do what he did to Lil Song last time? Will he come and deal with us secretly?" The corner of Tang Feng's mouth twitched slightly. The possibility was very high. Based on this kid's personality, he would do anything. Once he turned around and restrained his aura, he would sneakily give them a few smacks on the head. There would really be no place for them to reason with. Chapter 535. Just as Fong Ping was being carried away, the news spread. Fong Ping's vitality gate is closed. His mentality has materialized. Those were the exact words. Soon, it became, Fong Ping's mentality has materialized. Not long after, it became, Fong Ping has become a grandmaster. Grandmaster Fong, the youngest grandmaster powerhouse among humans. Unprecedented and unparalleled. Leaving his name on the grandmaster ranking. Unbelievable. The news spread like wildfire. Today was the day the martial sciences exam was about to begin. Originally, the exam with tens of millions of participants was the big event that everyone was paying attention to. However, when the news of Fong Ping becoming a grandmaster spread, it instantly suppressed all the news. A 20-year-old grandmaster powerhouse. How could it not cause a commotion? Martial arts were now widespread. Powerhouses could fly in the sky and burrow underground. Grandmasters were like gods. How many grandmasters were there in Sino Nation? There were less than 500 high ranks. There were more than 1 billion people. This number of grandmasters sounded like a lot, but in reality, it was really very few. Today, a young martial artist had become a grandmaster in the blink of an eye. It was too shocking. MCMAU-affiliated high school. Fang Yuan had just finished her assessment and was about to leave when she heard someone shout, "General Frenzied Blade has broken through to Grandmaster." What? Really? Isn't he early stage rank 6? It's true. The person shouted, "General Frenzied Blade has really become a Grandmaster." Just now, all the Grandmasters in Magic City went to congratulate him. He's really a Grandmaster? The crowd was in an uproar. Fang Yuan's mouth was agape, her round face stretched. Fong Ping had become a Grandmaster. In the past, she did not understand what it meant to be a Grandmaster. Even if she did not, she knew that Grandmasters were people that all humans should respect. Back then, Fong Ping had only mentioned the name of a Grandmaster, and people had already said Grandmasters should not be called by their names directly. It was clear that in everyone's eyes, Grandmasters were the most powerful and invincible of people. Now, people were saying that her brother had become a Grandmaster. In the next moment, Fang Yuan sprinted toward MCMAU. Halfway there, she picked up her phone and quickly called. She could not suppress her ecstasy. She laughed loudly and said, "My brother has become a Grandmaster." This ecstatic roar attracted the attention of many passers-by. However, Someone still couldn't help but sigh. Could this child have gone crazy from practicing martial arts? If you say that your grandfather has become a grandmaster, we will still look at you. If you say that your brother has become a grandmaster, how old is this kid that ran over? Fang Yuan might have run away, but there was an old acquaintance among the crowd. Song Yingji had just received his daughter, and his expression was extremely strange. What a joke! Grandmaster? Are you sure you're not kidding me? When I left just now, he was still sealing his vitality gate. I've only been gone for about half an hour, and you're telling me that Fang Ping has become a grandmaster? Song Yingji really wanted to punch the fellow who came to report the news. However, when he heard that even a middle-ranked martial artist around him was talking about this matter, old Song was at a loss. Seeing that her father was in a daze, Songya said worriedly, "Dad, Big Brother Fang has become a grandmaster. Don't go against him in the future." Song Yingji was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Me against him? That kid was so narrow-minded. What was Fang Ping's reason for fighting with him? It was the processing fee he had received from this kid. How many credits was it? 1 credit? It seemed to be 1 credit. For the sake of 1 credit, that bastard Fang Ping had held a grudge until now. He even wanted him to clean the toilets. Song Yingji was so angry that he was about to vomit blood. He has become a grandmaster. I don't believe it. Song Yingji did not believe it at all. He did not want to return to the university at first, but now he could not help but say, "I'll go back and take a look. You go home by yourself. If this bastard really becomes a grandmaster, your dad will really have to clean toilets in the future." Cleaning toilets, of course. However, if Fang Ping became a grandmaster, MCMU would really be the kid's world. Who knew what kind of tricks he would come up with later? Would he secretly beat him up? Would he put a sack over him and beat him up? Damn, it was very possible. Now that he had become a grandmaster, he had the right to be arrogant. He had to confirm it. Thinking of this, Song Yingji suddenly thought of Fang Yuan. The next moment, Song Yingji's face turned red. I actually thought of waiting for Fang Yuan to enter the university and beat him up. I have fallen. That was a bastard thing done by Fang Ping, Qin Fengqing, and the others. I actually thought of it in this direction. It was too embarrassing. Fortunately, it was from the bottom of his heart. Otherwise, if his daughter heard it, how could he keep his face as a father? This is too embarrassing. Motherf asterisk her, what has MCMU become? Because of this group of little bastards. Song Yingji would never admit that these were his true thoughts. They were definitely influenced by Fang Ping and the others. He was a rank 6 martial artist, and the person he wanted to beat up was his daughter's classmate, a 16-year-old girl. God, I'd rather dig a hole in the ground. While Songya was still in a daze, Song Yingji ran away. He ran so fast that his face was red. The news spread like wildfire. It was even on the internet. Some grandmasters from other places did not know what was going on. They all asked the grandmasters in Magic City for the news, and they were all extremely shocked. Fang Ping had become a rank 7. The 2 presidents of the Martial Arts Association began to consider whether or not to change Fang Ping's title. Fang Ping was very dissatisfied with this title. He said that he would settle the score with them sooner or later. However, the 2 Grandmaster presidents thought that this kid was only a rank 6. How could they be afraid of this kid? But now, if he really became a rank 7, the 2 presidents would have to reconsider. The outside world had spread the word that he was a grandmaster. Naturally, Fang Ping knew nothing about it. At this moment, Fang Ping looked at the few people opposite him helplessly. What were they doing? Not only did they not congratulate him, but they also looked like they wanted to hack him to death. Was this the attitude of a teacher? Was it not just mentality materialization? Was it not possible that he would surpass them soon as a teacher? If he did not have this little bit of magnanimity, how could he be a role model? That day, I achieved rank 4 in a year. They said that I would reach rank 8 in 2 years. Am I not rank 8 yet? Just as Fang Ping was cursing in his heart and amusing himself, Huang Jing coughed softly and interrupted this strange atmosphere. He said, "Mentality materialization is such a big thing. Why didn't you tell us in advance? You're only early stage rank 6. Middle stage," Fang Ping added in a low voice. "Shut up," Lu Fengru scolded. "It's not your place to interrupt. Listen carefully." If it was in the past, she would be happy to watch Fang Ping talk a little. Now, she was extremely annoyed at Fang Ping. If he interrupted again, she would really beat him up. Fang Ping was helpless. He was as obedient as a child. He looked at everyone pitifully and asked them to continue. Huang Jing felt a headache coming on from him. He took a deep breath and did not continue the topic. He said again, "Mentality materialization in advance. Can you use vitality to nourish your mentality now?" Fang Ping did not say a word. Huang Jing's expression was dark. "I'm asking a question." Seeing that Huang Jing was about to lose his temper, Fang Ping glanced at Lu Fengru. Lu Fengru was about to go crazy with anger. She said angrily, "Speak when it's time to speak." Fang Ping saw that the Grandmaster powerhouses were agitated by him. He stopped fooling around. He tried silently and shook his head. "No, I can't use vitality to nourish it. However, the materialization has entered the vitality gate. Although I can't nourish it directly, I can feel that it's progressing slowly. Of course, the speed is extremely slow." "That's good. Vice Chancellor, what you're saying, aren't you gloating a little?" Fang Ping said gloomily, "Even if you're afraid that I'll surpass you, you don't have to do this." "Vice Chancellor, this magnanimity," Huang Jing gave him a look and said exasperatedly, "Get lost. Do you think I'll be jealous of a student? What I mean is, not being able to use vitality to nourish is actually a good thing for you. Your speed is too fast." Having said that, Huang Jing said seriously, "The first Sanjiao gate is the vitality gate. Your vitality is already very strong. You should know the difficulty of sealing the gate." Huang Jing suddenly could not continue. Difficulty? The difficulty was to seal the gate within 50 days. Although he could not continue, Huang Jing suppressed his helplessness and continued. "The second gate is the mentality gate. Similarly, the stronger your mentality, the harder it is to seal this gate." Lu Fengru thought of this too. She frowned and said, "Your mentality has already materialized. Fang Ping, this means that your mentality gate is much harder to seal than the vitality gate. Sense it yourself. What's the difficulty of pushing the gate?" Fang Ping heard that and tried hurriedly. This attempt made Fang Ping frown incessantly. His expression changed slightly. He said, "It's very difficult indeed. It's almost not moving at all. This, even if I give it my all, I'm afraid it'll take me 1 or 2 years." Huang Jing and the others were a little surprised. If it was so difficult, you could do it in 1 or 2 years. Fang Ping, however, frowned. The second gate was the mentality gate. Even he needed 1 or 2 years. Right now, Ironhead and Wang Jinyang were much weaker than him. Even if the 2 of them cooperated with him, and the 3 of them worked together, the effect would not be as good as before. He did not expect that materializing mentality in advance would have this problem. However, if the 3 of them really worked together, it should be faster than if he did it alone. The key was, if it was 1 or 2 times faster, it would not be worth it. The consumption would be too high. Mentality gate. Maybe I have to look for Yao Qingjun. Fang Ping suddenly thought of old Yao. Yao Chungjuan's mentality was also very strong. When sealing the mentality gate, a strong mentality would be very helpful in sealing the gate. While Fang Ping was still thinking about this, Lu Fengru pondered for a moment and said, "Release the materialized object and see." Before she finished speaking, Fang Ping's Sun City appeared. It covered the entire hall, inside and outside. Lu Fengru's face was full of black lines. She really could not stand it anymore. She scolded, "Shrink it a little. I didn't ask you to show off." Fang Ping was helpless too. It was as if he had taken gunpowder. What was he doing? He had just materialized it. Wasn't he familiar with it? Thinking about it, Fang Ping still obediently shrank Sun City until it was the size of a wash basin. Then it could not shrink anymore. At this time, Lu Fengru did not say much. A lively phoenix appeared in front of him in an instant. However, this phoenix was a little small, about the size of a chicken or duck. "Attack me?" "Instructor, are you sure?" Fang Ping frowned. "You just materialized it not long ago. Your mentality might not be stronger than mine. After I materialized, my mentality increased again. The heavenly golden lotus I consumed earlier also has some residual effects. Now, my mentality is close to 1,100 hertz. Yours." When she heard him say that his mentality was close to 1,100 hertz, Lu Fengru raised her eyebrows slightly. She said quickly, "Stop talking nonsense. We can use vitality to nourish it. The growth of mentality is not slow either. The growth of rank 7's mentality is much faster than rank SIXS. I'm almost at 1,100 hertz now. You're still too young to hurt me." It had been a little more than 2 months since her breakthrough. Her mentality had grown close to 100 hertz. The speed was not slow. In rank 7, early stage, middle stage, and upper stage cultivated mentality. Below 2,000 hertz was early stage. Below 3,000 hertz was middle stage. Above 3,000 hertz was upper stage. The peak was skull honing. Based on this speed, if it was calculated on average, Lu Fengru could increase her mentality by 40 to 50 hertz in a month. There was hope for her to achieve middle stage rank 7 in 2 to 3 years. This speed was considered extremely fast. Others might think it was fast, but Fang Ping thought it was really slow. Even if she followed the prescribed order and everything went smoothly, it would take at least 5 to 6 years for Lu Fengru to achieve upper stage rank 7. Skull honing was also a big problem. Conservatively, it would take 3 to 4 years. That was at least 10 years in rank 7. If everything went smoothly and she cultivated without any obstacles, she could achieve rank 8 in 10 years. How slow? Although Fang Ping was disgusted, he did not say much. He reminded, "Instructor, are you sure you want to try? If your mentality is hurt, don't blame me for deceiving you. Hurry up. What's with all the nonsense?" All right, Fang Ping did not waste any more words. He was straightforward, like throwing a stone. He threw the shrunken city over. Lu Fengru said it was fine, but she still took it seriously. The phoenix let out a low cry, spread its wings, and collided with the shrunken city. The collision of mentality caused a vibration in the void instantly, like water ripples. Fang Ping's small city suddenly became a little illusory. Lu Fengru's phoenix, on the other hand, was still vivid and lifelike. Seeing this, Old Manly rubbed his chin and said, "It's not bad. After all, it just materialized. However, this city of his is very illusory." Before he finished speaking, the small city returned to its original state. Old Man Li was stunned for a moment. Lu Fengru was initially a little proud. Look, their mentalities were about the same. Her mentality had become illusory in one hit. However, at this time, they remembered. This was a freak. He could recover any time he wanted. Lu Fengru suddenly did not want to talk anymore. She quietly retracted the phoenix. Huang Jing looked at Lu Fengru, then at Tang Feng, who was staring at the ceiling. He could not help but laugh. He said, "Your materialized object is not weak in essence. You could even say it's extremely strong. However, rank 7 martial artists don't just rely on strong mentality. The strength of a martial artist is all around, including physique." Fang Ping said quietly, "I have golden bones." Vitality. I'm almost at 9,000 calories. Mentality vitality fusion. Huang Jing's tone was a little heavier. Try saying that again. Fang Ping grinned and said, "I can also condense celestiality." Get lost. Shut up. Huang Jing scolded loudly. He said angrily, "If you keep talking nonsense, believe it or not, I'll smack you to death. Listen to me, listen carefully. Now that your mentality has materialized in addition to your strong physique, in terms of strength, let's not talk about combat techniques, experience, and the like. I mean, in terms of strength, your strength should be stronger than martial artists who have achieved mentality-vitality fusion. However, compared to rank 7 martial artists, because you haven't sealed the 2 Sanjiao gates, there hasn't been a process of qualitative change. You should understand this yourself. Upper stage rank 3 martial artists and middle stage rank 3 martial artists are only 1 small rank apart. However, an upper stage rank 3 martial artists 1 calorie vitality is at least equivalent to a middle stage rank 3 martial artists vitality strength of 3 calories and above, or even 5 calories. Do you understand what I mean? Fang Ping said seriously, "I understand. I know what you mean. You're afraid that I'll get arrogant and think that I've really achieved rank 7 and can fight rank 7. Even if I have the same mentality strength as the instructor's mentality is concentrated and not scattered. It's extremely resilient. In terms of strength, my mentality is the same, but it can be easily defeated. If I say that I'm a lump of loose sand, the instructor's is a rock. Vice Chancellor, do I understand it well?" Huang Jing nodded and said, "That's what I mean. Yours isn't actually a lump of loose sand, but a broken rock that hasn't completed that kind of cohesion. In essence, it's still the same. However, if it really collides, a glued-together rock will naturally shatter more easily when it collides with a complete rock. Fang Ping, once your mentality is obliterated, it'll be too dangerous." "I know." Fang Ping nodded and said, "Vice Chancellor, then if I continuously recover and replenish my mentality, can I contend with a rank 7? Huang Jing hesitated for a moment and glanced at Lu Fengru. Lu Fengru thought for a while and said, "A rank 7 martial artist isn't just a matter of mentality. There's also the advantage of combat techniques. Mentality combat techniques are combat techniques that unleash the strongest mentality. Because you've materialized in advance, I don't know if you can cultivate mentality combat techniques. If you can, Zhang Dingnan's series of saber techniques, the last set of saber techniques, Immortal Vanquishing Saber, is a mentality combat technique." As she said that, Lu Fengru added, "However, this set of saber techniques is not yet complete. This set of saber techniques was created by him when he was in the mentality vitality unity state. It's of the same origin as the previous 2 sets of saber techniques. However, he has just entered rank 7, so his understanding of mentality combat techniques is not deep enough. Fang Ping, if you want to learn this set of mentality combat techniques, its power might not be too strong. Of course, because it's of the same origin as the saber techniques you've cultivated before, it'll be easier for you to learn. However, there are some loopholes that you'll need to fill in on your own. Zhang Dingnan's self-created combat techniques. Even if there are loopholes, he'll know where the problem lies. That's why the saber techniques can unleash greater power in his hands. However, in your hands, it'll be much weaker. Or you can learn some other mentality combat techniques. MCMEU currently has a total of 9 sets of mentality combat techniques, but their power is average. The truly powerful mentality combat techniques are all created by others. Perhaps they're only suitable for themselves. After all, everyone's situation is different. Fang Ping nodded. After some thought, he said, I'll learn Governor General Zhang's immortal vanquishing saber first. All right, instructor, if it's possible, can you help me get some mentality combat techniques that deal 1,000 damage to the enemy and 800 damage to myself? Actually, I'm more suited for this type. Whoever dares to compete with me in mentality, if he thinks that it's okay to injure himself after he cripples me, I'll let him know why flowers are red. As he said this, Fang Ping's face was full of confidence. In a battle of attrition, who was afraid of who? Lu Fengru and the rest were speechless once again. After a long time, Huang Jing said softly, the government actually has a set of mentality combat techniques. Old Huang Jing. The few of them growled in a low voice, slightly dissatisfied. However, Huang Jing ignored them and continued. The blood saber method was specially provided for those old grandmasters to learn in the past. Many old grandmasters have learned it before. There aren't too many complicated things. Its only function is to combine mentality and vitality without wasting it and condense it into a blood-red saber. It can even combine everything you have, including a golden body. In the past, the method of accumulating force for longevity, including slashing a rank 8 with a sword, actually also referred to the blood saber method. These two methods achieve the same result through different means. When the instructor was alive, he also learned the blood saber method. In the last battle, he used the blood saber method to kill a rank 8. That was all Huang Jing said. Lu Fengru said, unhappily, the blood saber method is used to perish together with the enemy. Although Fang Ping can recover, the blood saber method squeezes out every last bit of energy. Once Fang Ping can't keep up with the consumption of the blood saber method, his foundation will be obliterated. No matter how much he recovers, it will be useless. Fang Ping, don't learn this. This kind of mentality combat technique, once created, was the kind of combat technique that would make people commit suicide. It only sought to maximize the damage, regardless of the cost. During the battle in the Magic City catacombs, those old grandmasters all used the blood saber method. Once the saber was unleashed, all of their essence, vitality, and spirit would be depleted, and they would not stop until they killed the enemy. Although Fang Ping could recover, if he did not kill the enemy, the blood saber method would continue to absorb his energy. If Fang Ping could not kill the enemy and could not escape from the combat technique's execution, he would definitely die. Die by his own hands. Lu Fengru knew how reckless Fang Ping was. At least, she had seen it in the Tianen catacombs this time. Once he learned the blood saber method, this kid might not be cautious when he encountered a rank 7 again, but he would attack immediately. If he could not kill the other party, then he would die. Right now, he still had some concerns and dared not act recklessly. If he encountered a rank 7, he would mainly hide. Lu Fengru would rather he hide and admit defeat than fight a rank 7 now. Fang Ping did not say anything, but he remembered this in his heart. Blood saber method. Other than that, he had a general understanding of his own strength. Perhaps he was slightly stronger than the average mentality-vitality powerhouse, but those at their peak, such as those with 999 Hz mentality, those who had cultivated combat techniques for many years, he might not be able to win such a top-notch rank, 6 for sure. However, how could there be so many top-notch rank 6? Under normal circumstances, at this stage, they would either be in closed-door cultivation and breaking through, or they had already broken through. It was almost impossible to encounter them, just like Lu Fengru and Tang Feng during the last short period before their closed-door cultivation. They were in such a peak state. The moment before their mentality materialized, they were the strongest rank, 6. Encountering this kind of rank, 6 was even rarer than encountering a rank 9. If that's the case, I'm invincible among rank 6, Fang Ping murmured, and then said with a face full of certainty, I'm invincible among rank 6. The Grandmasters did not say anything about this. If Fang Ping did not recover his vitality and mentality, he might not be invincible. However, if he added those, he might really be invincible among rank 6. Even if those rank 6 who were close to breaking through really fought with Fang Ping, it was still uncertain who would win. She did not deny it, but looking at Fang Ping's confident look, Lu Fengru still warned him one last time. Don't think about fighting with a rank 7. Not all rank 7 are early stage. Once they reach middle stage, they will crush your mentality instantly. Understood. Chapter 5:36. Lu Fengru and the others gave some instructions and left quickly. Huang Jing was the only one left. Recently, he was more idle. Besides, the people from Star City had not left yet. He still had to entertain them later. Both of them walked out of the hall. Fang Ping asked as he walked, Vice Chancellor, can I use a divine weapon? Theoretically, yes. I still have a rank 8 saber, a rank 7 saber, and a rank 7 axe. Which one do you think is more suitable for me? A rank 7 saber. Huang Jing explained. A rank 8 consumes a lot too. As he said that, he saw that Fang Ping was about to speak. Huang Jing knew what he meant and shook his head. Only with strong mentality and vitality can you unleash the full power of a divine weapon. This has nothing to do with recovery speed. Yes, you can constantly recover, but your vitality and mentality are so strong. That's why the strength of a divine weapon unleashed is so strong. A strong recovery only means that you can last longer in battle. I understand, Fang Ping said, and pondered for a moment. Then if I destroy the 2 rank 7 divine weapons and combine them with the chaos-ridden saber, do you think I can be like Instructor Tang and create a new divine weapon that suits me? Previously, when his mentality materialized, he threw the divine weapon into the storage space. At that time, under the watchful eyes of everyone, Fang Ping could not take it out. In order to put on a show, he forgot to take out the divine weapon in advance. However, Fang Ping was not too regretful. It was only a rank 7 divine weapon. It was not too rare. He would get it sooner or later. He was not too interested in rank 7 divine weapons. You want to use up to rank 7 divine weapons and Chaos Vanquishing Saber just to forge a rank 7 divine weapon. Huang Jing really had the urge to kill someone. You don't treat money as money, do you, kid? Aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning for being so wasteful? Fang Ping nodded. Both divine weapons are not too strong. Didn't you say that divine weapons can be artificially upgraded? I'm thinking if I can combine these 2 divine weapons together with Chaos Vanquishing Saber to forge an upper stage rank 7 divine weapon. This, Huang Jing, was a little helpless. This was not worth it. 2 rank 7 divine weapons were worth more than 20 billion. An upper stage rank 7 divine weapon was not worth this price. If they really fused together, it would be a losing deal. However, when he remembered that Fang Ping was rich, he did not say anything more. He said, It should be possible. Old Wu has done it before, but we don't have any experience in this. You're not going to do any dangerous missions now. Let's wait until Old Wu comes out of closed-door cultivation. All right. After that, Huang Jing went to receive the people from Star City. Fang Ping did not want to go for the time being. He had just broken through and had many things to do. As a result, along the way, every student he met looked at Fang Ping eagerly, shouting loudly, "Congratulations to the president's mentality materialization." Fang Ping did not pay much attention to the first classmate he met. The second person still shouted the same thing. Fang Ping was frustrated. The third, the fourth. All right, Fang Ping understood. This group of bastards. Do they think they can get some benefits just by flattering? You're looking down on me too much. Fang Ping muttered to himself. The students he met along the way were all sucking up to him. All right, Fang Ping felt that he should still give them some benefits. Otherwise, it would be awkward if no one supported him next time. How great was this? As soon as he broke through, the whole school cheered in unison. The grandmasters who came to congratulate him were all shocked. They had earned a lot of face. Fang Ping was in a good mood. Without any hesitation, he said loudly, "Tell everyone that every student in the school can go to the energy room to cultivate for 3 hours for free. Count it on me." The president is mighty. A group of people began to support him, all of them beaming with joy. 3 hours was not cheap. It was equivalent to 1 gram of rank 9 energy stone. Fang Ping did not give them energy stones this time because he realized that some people did not use the stones he gave them last time, sold them, or kept them because they were reluctant to use them. This was not in line with Fang Ping's original intention. If that was the case, he would not give them any more. He might as well give them the cultivation time. If they did not use it, then he would not give them. Outside the energy room, when Qin Fengqing saw Fang Ping, he turned around and left. He was already used to Fang Ping's routine. Fang Ping did not care about him. He glanced at Li Hansong and Wang Jinyang and said, "I just broke through today. I'll rest for a day. From tomorrow onwards, I'll help you guys seal the vitality gate." Fang Ping's ability was stronger now. It would be faster if he helped them seal the gate. Previously, the few of them spent 10 days and expended a lot of energy before they finished sealing the gate for Fang Ping. Now, with the 3 of them working together, it might only take 5 or 6 days. Moreover, Fang Ping had thought it through. Previously, when he sealed the gate himself, he needed to change Old Wang's and Tai Tu's aura. He himself did not change, which was why the consumption was so high. If he helped Old Wang and the others, the consumption would not be so high. He only needed to change one of Old Wang's or Tai Tu's aura. It would reduce the consumption by 10 times. The consumption of aura would only be 60 million an hour. 10 hours a day, that would only be 600 million. If he recovered himself, even if he consumed 1. For billion, 2 billion a day would be enough. 5 or 6 days, that would only be 10 billion. Thinking about it this way, Fang Ping felt that it was bearable. There was no need to ruin his character. As for himself, he was not in a hurry to seal the second gate. Old Wang and Tai Tu were not strong enough, so their help was limited. Yao Chengjun had not come out of closed-door cultivation, so it was not too late to wait. Wang Jinyang nodded. Li Hansong said somewhat excitedly, "Fang Ping, now I believe that you're the real leader of the ancient martial artists." Fang Ping was speechless. "Big idiot, don't be so stupid. You're so stupid that I'm embarrassed to tell you all this now." There was no sense of accomplishment in fooling an idiot all the time. After settling Old Wang and the others, Fang Ping walked back while looking at his new data. Wealth, 539. 3 billion converted vitality. 8,000 calories. 8,999 calories. Mentality, 1,000 hertz, 1,092 hertz. Bone honing, 177 bones, 100%. 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 100 cubic meters plus, energy shield, 10,000 wealth/minute, plus, aura simulation, 100,000 wealth/minute, plus, I've become much stronger. Fang Ping murmured. This time, there was really some qualitative change. His vitality increased by 1,000 calories directly. The explosive increase in vitality meant that his physique was stronger in all aspects. Fang Ping felt that his physique was not weaker than a rank 7 martial artists. The reason why his vitality did not reach 10,000 cal was probably because the door was not sealed. If the Sanjiao gate was not sealed, there would be loopholes. Even if the vitality gate was sealed, his body was still a sieve. This was the main reason why his vitality did not reach 10,000 cal when he was about to reach the dormitory. Someone came to inform Fang Ping that his sister had come looking for him. Outside the dormitory area, Fang Ping saw an excited Fang Yuan. This girl had been running all the way, but she had not recovered yet. When she saw Fang Ping, her face lit up with joy. She said loudly, "Brother, you've really broken through to Grandmaster?" Fang Ping was speechless. Even his own sister knew about it. The point was, he was not a Grandmaster. Okay. Before he could say anything, Fang Yuan said happily, "Mom and Dad know about it. And so do my classmates. Brother, you're too awesome." "You said that?" "Yes, I called to tell you the good news." Fang Yuan looked very happy. "My brother had become a Grandmaster. Of course I had to tell you the good news." Fang Ping was speechless. He went forward and pinched her cheeks hard. Needless to say, after becoming a martial artist, one's skin had become more pliable. In the past, when her cheeks were stretched out, it was only a few centimeters. Now it was like noodles. Fang Yuan was dumbfounded. "I called to tell you the good news, to congratulate you. Why did you pinch me again?" Looking at his sister's confused face, Fang Ping said impatiently, "You haven't broken through to rank 7. Who are you listening to? How dare you spread any kind of news?" "All right, I still have something to do. Go home early." As he said that, Fang Ping glanced at her and frowned slightly. "Where did you go today?" "Huh. I had a vitality outburst. Oh, I was in a hurry just now. I had a vitality outburst to get here." Fang Yuan's little heart was thumping wildly. Her brother was too amazing. She had only vitality outburst during the assessment. How could he tell? Panicking, Fang Yuan quickly changed the topic. "Brother, you haven't broken through to Grandmaster yet? And I've been calling everywhere. Don't talk about that. If you talk nonsense again, I'll beat you up." As he said that, Fang Ping looked at her again and frowned slightly. "Also, don't lie to me next time. Your brother's mentality has manifested. Do you think you can hide your little thoughts from me?" As Fang Ping said that, Fang Yuan's expression became awkward. Oh no, she had been discovered. However, she heard Fang Ping say again, "You sparred with your classmates, right? It's fine, but don't hurt them. You understand?" "Yes." Fang Yuan nodded quickly. "I thought you found out. I didn't expect you to be so dumb." Fang Ping did not care about what she thought. He did not know that the martial sciences exam was today. Fang Ping did not care much about these things now. He was busy every day. He did not have the time to care about something as trivial as the martial sciences exam. Moreover, the schedule had changed a little this year. After sending his sister away, Fang Ping met Chun Yunxi again. In fact, Chun Yunxi had been lingering nearby. Looking at the woman's conflicted expression, Fang Ping felt helpless. "I'm already so busy. I don't have time to pick up girls." After comforting her for a while, Fang Ping did not say anything else and went back to rest. This time, he had not slept for almost 10 days. He really could not take it anymore. Before he got busy again, he would take a nap. 20th of May. Fang Ping slept all the way until the sky was bright. On this day, the news of Fang Ping's breakthrough had spread all over Sino Nation and the world. Of course, the government had personally refuted the rumors. Fang Ping had not broken through to rank 7. However, it also meant that Fang Ping had manifested his mentality. This was probably the only time in many years that the government had refuted the rumors of a rank 6 martial artist. It could not be helped. It was too sensational. A 20-year-old grandmaster. Even some big shots from overseas had called the Sino Nation government to ask for news. When they found out that he had not become a grandmaster, they heaved a sigh of relief. A 20-year-old grandmaster was too shocking. Even so, Fang Ping's mentality manifesting still made some people extremely depressed. In the living room, Jiang Chao brought this up. He said happily, "Fang Ping, when your mentality manifested, those big-nosed people were furious. There's one less spot for no reason. At least if you participate in the youth tournament, you'll definitely get a spot." At this moment, Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong were also there. However, Qin Fengqing was not here. He was a rank 5. According to the rules, he could not participate in the World Youth Tournament. Fang Ping was still a little confused. He said, "Let's not talk about this first. Can you first talk about the rules of the youth tournament and the allocation of spots? Who are our opponents? When will the tournament start? When will we enter the restricted area? If it's too late, I'll enter rank 7 directly. Will that still count as me?" As soon as he said this, everyone was stunned. The Grandmaster from Stellar Sky City was stunned. What he said, did it make sense? The youth tournament was aimed at martial artists below 30 years old. Under normal circumstances, it was not that there were no grandmasters below 30 years old, but it was extremely rare. When Li Zhen broke through and became a grandmaster, he actually broke the record. He became a grandmaster powerhouse at 25 years old. Fang Ping was now only a middle stage rank, 6. Forget it. He did not want to talk about the grandmaster from Stellar Sky City. What rank was Fang Ping? Who cares? He should be rank 6. Thinking of this, Wei Qing said, "At the beginning of June, we'll compete for the spots. In the middle or late July, we'll enter the restricted area. It's only 2 months from now." He wanted to say, "If you can seal 2 Sanjiao gates in 2 months, I'll jump into the Forbidden Sea." After thinking about it, he decided to forget it. If he really did that, then his face would be swollen. After saying that, Wei Qing continued, "If you get a spot and really achieve rank 7 before entering the restricted area, then you can still enter the restricted area, but it'll be slightly different from the others. We'll talk about the specifics when the time comes." After he finished, Jiang Chao was speechless. "Grandpa Wei, you're really talking to him about this? You believe that I can achieve rank 7 in 2 months? Forget it. I won't say any more." Jiang Chao shrugged. Grandpa Wei was also shocked into a daze. No matter how fast Fang Ping's cultivation speed was, it could not be this fast, right? He actually discussed it seriously with the other party. Wei Qing could not be bothered with him. Compared to the others, Wei Qing still paid more attention to Fang Ping. This kid's mentality had manifested, so he could no longer be treated as a junior. Fang Ping had already taken 1 step into the path of Grandmaster. At this time, he should treat Fang Ping as a powerhouse who had achieved mentality-vitality fusion. As for those who had achieved mentality-vitality fusion, they could actually be regarded as quasi-grandmasters. Fang Ping was actually more qualified to become a grandmaster powerhouse than these mentality-vitality fusion powerhouses. Ignoring Jiang Chao, Wei Qing continued, "There are a total of 6 parties participating in the battle for the spots this time." 6 major forces? Fang Ping asked doubtfully. Which 6? Are they the same as Star Town? They're not all the same. Some represent the government, some represent their own forces, and they may not have any reputation in the outside world. Wei Qing continued, "We don't represent Star Town, but Sino Nation. President Fong, you must be clear about this." Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. "You're from Star Town, and you're telling me this, as if I'm representing Star Town. Please continue." The other 5 parties are South Asia's ancient Buddhist Holy Land, Europe's Pantheon Heaven, Africa's Wana World, North America's Totem City, South America's Andes. Fong Ping could not help but ask immediately, "They're all representatives of the same continent." "You can't say that. Some small countries are directly represented at this time. They don't have the right to speak." As Wei Qing spoke, he thought for a while and added, "Countries are weak, so they can only rely on these powerhouses to protect them. That's why they won't participate in these matters. We say that we're representing Sino Nation and also East Asia. There are many countries in East Asia, but because there's an ancient Buddhist Holy Land in South Asia, we won't mention this matter. Otherwise, we can say that we're representing Asia, Oceania, Antarctica." Before Fong Ping could finish, Wei Qing shook his head and said, "There aren't many people. How can there be powerhouses?" Powerhouses are also born from the base of the population. With a small population, there will naturally be fewer powerhouses. There are many powerhouses in Sino Nation because we have a lot of people. With a lot of people, we can wash away the sand from a large number of martial artists, eventually leaving behind a batch of powerhouses. Because of the large population in Asia, there are also many entrances to the catacombs. More entrances means more resources. That's why in Asia, there are 2 major martial arts countries. However, as for the ancient Buddhist Holy Land, how should I put it? Wei Qing thought for a while before saying, "Although it's called the ancient Buddhist Holy Land, it's actually more cruel. The mortality rate of some low-level martial artists and ordinary people there is extremely high. Forget it. Let's not talk about this. Everyone has their own training methods. Under normal circumstances, we won't participate in the affairs of the local governments. As long as the government is willing to resist the invasion of the catacombs, then no one will care about how the government governs. This time, it's the 6 of us who are fighting for the quotas. There are a total of 30 quotas to enter the restricted area. The conditions are also simple, as long as you're below 30 years old. There's no rank restriction?" Fong Ping asked. "Of course not." Wei Qing did not know whether to laugh or cry. He said, "Fighting for the quotas, those are the strongest powerhouses below 30 years old. Most of them are rank 6. There are almost no rank 7s participating because the probability of a rank 7 appearing below 30 years old is too low. Of course, Commander Lee's batch back then, Commander Lee participated. He was also one of the few rank 7 martial artists who participated in so many years. When I said there are no rank 7s, it doesn't mean there aren't any. We've actually held the quota fight once every 3 years for 39 times. Including this time, that's 40 times. A total of 120 years. In these 120 years, we've held it once every 3 years. 39 times, 120 years. There will always be a few monsters, so there are rank 7s, but they're really, really rare. At least from what I know, I think there are 3 or 4, and only one appears every few decades. I don't think there are any this year. Even if there are, you don't have to worry. To ensure that you get the quota, rank 7 martial artists won't challenge you. Understand? Fong Ping asked again. Fighting for the quotas is a one-on-one challenge. Yes. Wei Qing nodded and said, it's not split evenly between each party, but whoever is stronger can take it. The only restriction is the number of participants. The quota for Sino Nation is 20 people. The quota for the other places is slightly less than ours, about 10 on average. In other words, a total of about 70 people will participate in the fight for these 30 quotas. The specific rules vary every year. We'll talk about it when the time comes. Anyway, you'll definitely get a quota. I can guarantee this. Wei Qing had absolute faith in Fang Ping. What a joke! If a powerhouse with mentality materialization could not get a quota, Sino Nation might as well not go lest they embarrass themselves. However, Wei Qing still said, but this time, we're not just locking in 1 or 2 quotas. This year, because you guys are participating, we have to get at least 12 or so. The other party's strength is all rank 6, more or less. Almost no rank 5 will appear. After all, 30 years old, the restriction is actually not too big. In all the major forces, there are still many rank 6 martial artists below 30 years old. When will it start? Where will it be held? Sino Nation. Fang Ping's face was blank, and he said, somewhat speechlessly, I thought it would be held overseas. Turns out it's here. Wei Qing smiled and said, it's very normal. Polaris, Sino Nation's martial arts strength is the strongest in the world, and they also have the most desperation powerhouses. It's normal to hold it in Sino Nation. Unless Sino Nation themselves are unwilling to hold it, then it will be held in other places. This time, I came to MCMAU to inform you guys so that you can be prepared. On the other hand, before the competition, there will actually be a training session. As he said that, Wei Qing suddenly said, forget it. Actually, when I came here, I was thinking that since you guys have just entered rank 6, you might not be able to represent Sino Nation in getting the quota. Now, at least you can at least lock in 1 quota, and that's enough. As for the training, you guys don't have to participate. Wei Qing did not know these people very well, but after seeing Fang Ping and the other 2, Wei Qing felt that the training was really not necessary. Fang Ping did not mention these 3 brats. Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong sat there quietly, but their aura was so oppressive that even the upper stage rank 6 Zheng Nanqi, who was about to step in a peak, felt slightly uneasy. What kind of training was this? The people in Polaris lacked experience, but these guys did not lack any at all. Glancing at Zheng Nanqi and the others, Wei Qing also made up his mind. Motherf asterisk Kerr, he could not really make a fool of himself. Tomorrow, he was prepared to bring these few brats into the catacombs. This time, they would be fighting with rank 6 martial artists. Killing 8 or 10 martial artists of the same rank, even if they were not strong, would make them stronger. The young people in Polaris did not lack anything. The only thing they lacked was the experience of bloody battles. After returning from MCMAU last time, Zheng Nanqi and the others actually went into the catacombs, but Wei Qing felt that it was not enough. The gap was quite big, so he had to be more ruthless. Fang Ping did not say anything else, but Li Hansong could not help but say that, Grandmaster Wei, it's just the 3 of us. Can't Yao Qingjun go? Yao Qingjun, Wei Qing frowned slightly. Before coming here, we actually went to FMS once, but Yao Qingjun has not come out of closed-door cultivation, and before that he was still rank 5. If he is not rank 6, then there is no way to let him participate. Of course, if he can achieve rank 6 before the competition and show the corresponding strength, then there is no problem. This time, since we have opened our mouths to martial arts universities, then we will not deliberately restrict anything. This bit of magnanimity is something that Polaris still has. The few of them did not say anything else. The other party had already put it this way. That was already extremely benevolent. Yao Qingjun had not achieved rank 6. Even if he was peak rank 5, that still meant that his combat strength was lacking. After all, this time, the people from Polaris were at least middle stage rank 6. Those early stage ones were all eliminated this time. Chapter 537. The 6 representative forces actually meant a lot of things. For example, they all had paragons. Seeing that Wei Qing seemed to be easy to talk to, Fang Ping asked, curiously, Grandmaster Wei, are there many paragons in the other 5 parties? Not too many. Wei Qing did not hide this, saying, the ancient Buddha sacred land announced that there are 8 ancient Buddhas, but all these years, the ancestors only sent 7. When saying this, Wei Qing pondered for a moment, saying, so the ancestors guessed that one of the ancient Buddhas in the ancient Buddha sacred land might have gone extinct. However, we are not too sure about these things, and no one will talk about this. Heaven of the Gods has 9 gods. Wantao World has 8 law kings. Totem City and Andes Mountains are in the Americas, so we don't have much contact with them. We only know that there are about 4 to 5 people at the apex of these 2 forces. Fang Ping heard this and calculated, raising his eyebrows slightly. That means the world's paragons are less than 50 people? Wei Qing nodded, sighing softly. That's why the situation has worsened. If there are really hundreds of paragons, each of them guarding a territory, then these paragons can join forces to seal the restricted area. Having said that, Wei Qing continued. Now, because there are not enough paragons, a paragon must guard at least 2 territories. There are some things you don't understand. If the paragons guard 2 territories, then they can't form an alliance. They can still make it in time to cross from one territory to another, but to cross another territory, when the war starts, they can only give up a part of the territory. I think you might have heard of some things. When it comes to a critical moment, they will give up a part of the passageway. It's not that we want to give up, but we have no other choice. In the past, there were not many passageways opened, and the ancestors could still suppress it. But now, the war has broken out because the ancestors can't suppress it anymore. He can suppress the territory where he is, but some territories have no one to suppress, and there may be chaos in the end. Fang Ping nodded, expressing his understanding. The world's paragons were about 50 people. The number was not too many, but not too few either. It was better than Fang Ping expected. He thought it would be even fewer. With so many people, they could suppress the catacombs for so many years. Looking at it this way, there would not be too many paragons in the restricted area for dynasties. The monster plants and the 2 great imperial courts did not dare to fight a bloody battle with the humans. They were afraid that they would be taken advantage of. That meant that they were stronger than the humans, but there was probably a limit. The absolute powerhouses of the Forbidden Land, if the 4 majestic courts were added together, there might be 100 of them. Quite a lot. Fang Ping shook his head. Now, he really understood why the powerhouses did not tell everyone the truth. Was it despair? How strong were the peerless experts? According to Fang Ping and the others' judgment, once mentality suppression was released, Magic City would be destroyed. There were hundreds of such powerhouses in the catacombs. These 100 experts didn't even need to do anything. Just the pressure they released could instantly destroy a few provinces. However, experts were not existences that could only release pressure. This kind of top-notch powerhouse would only be more destructive, and their mobility would also be extremely strong. Not 100, but 10 or 8 of them would probably be able to destroy the entire China in a day. Terrifying. Thinking of this, Fang Ping suddenly said, Sino Nation has the most paragons, but in the previous rank 9 ranking, Commander Li was only ranked 3rd. Wei Qing smiled and said, You know who are first and second? I do. Before he could finish, Wei Qing laughed and said, I'm talking about their real identities. They are the East and North Guardians. You should have heard about them from Jiang Chao and the others. The first one's real identity is the first god of heaven of gods. The second one is the great king of Wampagota country. Whether it is age, experience, or strength, they should be slightly stronger than Commander Lee. It's not surprising that they are ranked above him. Although Commander Lee is strong, he has not broken through for too long. Actually, Commander Lee in Star City may not be the strongest. You should understand what I mean. Some of the old ancestors are actually not too willing to show their faces. Fong Ping understood. I understand. Keeping a low profile is the most important. After all, the old ancestors have lived for countless years. They have long seen through fame and wealth. Wei Qing smiled and nodded. That's true. Actually, everyone has seen through the realm of the paragons. The reason why they are on the list is also because the situation requires it. Both the Heaven of Gods and the Wampagota world need to boost morale and inspire people. The two strongest powerhouses on the list can also be considered as boosting their morale. Commander Lee is still very famous in countries all over the world. Everyone knows that he is incomparably powerful. He can kill many rank 9s alone. He is stronger than Commander Lee. This can inspire a lot of people. That's why when these two stand out and are ranked ahead of Commander Lee, no one really wants to fight for this. Fong Ping finally understood everything now. After a simple inquiry about the competition, things were almost over. As for the situation in the restricted area, Fong Ping would only be informed when he obtained the quota. Fong Ping was not surprised about this. The people from Star City gave some simple instructions and left. After they left, Fong Ping sipped his tea and smiled. What do you guys think about using life essence to brew tea? As soon as he said this, there was an instant silence. Huang Jing's eyes were sharp. Then, he stood up and left without saying a word. This bastard. He wanted to beat this guy to death. However, after thinking about it, Huang Jing felt that it was better to leave. Now that he heard Fong Ping's words, he wanted to beat him up. This was not a good thing. It meant that his state of mind was not stable enough. He needed to calm down. Vice-Chancellor, take care. Huang Jing ignored him and disappeared quickly. As soon as he left, Li Hansong could not help but laugh. Fong Ping, Vice-Chancellor Huang is quite easy to talk to. At CCMEU, we don't dare to joke around with the Grandmasters. Fong Ping grinned. Yes, MCMEU's Grandmasters are easy to talk to. Joking around and chatting are all harmless. Ironhead, you can joke around if you have the chance. It's nothing. Li Hansong was about to speak, when Wang Jinyang could not help but say, "All right, shut up." Did Li Hansong really think that MCMEU's Grandmasters were easy to talk to? Still joking. What kind of joke was that? If Ironhead dared to make fun of the Grandmasters, Wang Jinyang could guarantee that he would be beaten up so badly that he would doubt his life. How many of these MCMEU Grandmasters were easy to deal with? They were all hot-tempered. After scolding him, Wang Jinyang said, "Let's not talk about the youth competition first. Fong Ping, our life gate is closed. Theoretically, our strength should have increased a little, even to middle stage rank 6. But now, there doesn't seem to be any changes. Do you know why?" Li Hansong nodded hurriedly. Yes, if we were middle stage rank 6, then we would be stronger than we are now. But the life gate's closure doesn't seem to bring us any benefits, nor is there any energy feedback. Both of them were asking Fong Ping. Fong Ping was speechless. How would he know what was going on? However, after some thought, in order to maintain his omniscient air of mystery, Fong Ping opened his mouth and said, "Because the life gate is the last gate to be closed. When you have closed the first 2 gates and completely sealed the Sanjiao gate, only then will there be a chance for transformation. Also, maybe we can try to open your life gate and take a look. It didn't work before, but now that my mentality has materialized, It might not be impossible. Let's try it then. Li Hansong was a little impatient. He really wanted to see what was hidden behind the life gate. As for Fang Ping saying that the life gate would only give feedback and transformation when all three gates were sealed, he believed it. In fact, Old Wang believed it too. They had this idea from the start, but they were not too sure. Now, they were asking Fang Ping to confirm it. Since this guy said that, it was probably what he meant. Half an hour later, Fang Ping shook his head, frowning slightly. That's strange. My mentality has materialized. Logically speaking, I should be able to open the gates. I can do it myself. If I transform into your aura, I should be able to do it too. However, when he tried pushing the life gate just now, although the gate kept trembling, it still could not be opened. Wang Jinyang looked like he was thinking. After a while, he said, I have a feeling that we must wait until all the Sanjiao gates are sealed. Only then can we open the life gate, when all three gates are sealed. Is that so? Fang Ping pondered. Then, let's wait a little longer. The competition for the slots will start in early June. Then, while there's still some time left in this month, I'll help you seal the Vitality Gate. When the time comes, we'll both be middle stage rank 6 martial artists. Even if the opponent is a peak rank 6, both of you should not be weaker than them. However, if you encounter someone who has mentality-vitality fusion, both of you will be in danger. Wang Jinyang shook his head. Let's not think about this first. It's okay even if we can't enter the restricted zone. The main thing is still the improvement of our abilities. According to their age, if there was enough time, both of them could still participate in the competition for the slots 3 and 6 years later. Fang Ping could even participate in the competition for the slots 9 years later. However, at that time, whether or not it would be necessary was a problem. No one knew what would happen 9 years later. It was not even clear what would happen 3 years later. Fang Ping could not be bothered with this. He would think about it when the time came. In the following time, Fang Ping helped both of them seal the Vitality Gate while he started to study mentality combat techniques. Combat techniques were all different routes to the same goal, whether it was combat techniques below high-ranked or combat techniques above high-ranked. They all pursued a kind of control over power. Ordinary combat techniques had ultimate moves. The so-called ultimate move was when the control over power had reached a certain level. Through moves, this kind of control was displayed. That was the ultimate move. Old Zhang's combat techniques are so shameful when I cultivate them. In the energy room, Fang Ping took advantage of the break time to read Immortal Vanquishing Saber while sighing. Every time he saw the name of Zhang Dingnan's combat techniques, he felt very ashamed. As for Lu Fengru's combat techniques, he had cultivated her blood arrow method before. This was considered normal. However, things like Invincible Fist were also very shameful to Fang Ping. Wang Jinyang recovered quickly while saying, the name of the combat technique doesn't matter. If you're happy, you can name it whatever you want. The key is still the degree of control over power. Powerhouses create their own combat techniques because martial artists are different. Learning other people's combat techniques might not allow one to unleash one's full strength. Fang Ping laughed. 100%. Can anyone do it? At least, among the people I know, only Instructor Li did it once when he was rank 6. But that was after 10 years of accumulation. He traded a life for a life without thinking about the consequences. If he can unleash half of his power, he's already strong. Governor General Zhang's Immortal Vanquishing Saber was created by him. It's the combat technique that suits him best. However, according to Governor General Zhang, he can only unleash 60% of his power at his peak. Even so, he used it to kill a rank 7 martial artist. That's why I don't have much hope. If I can unleash half of my power, I think I'm not weak. Wang Jinyong frowned slightly. You're thinking about the martial artists in the outer areas of the catacombs. These martial artists don't have high enough control over their own power. However, the genius martial artists in the catacombs are all in the restricted area. Since they're called geniuses, geniuses are able to do things that others can't. They learn faster and master faster. In the outer areas, there are very few who can control half of their power. However, in the restricted area, there might be some freaks who can control 80% or even higher. Fong Ping, don't underestimate others. The catacombs can suppress humans and even attack the human world. They have more powerhouses than us. Naturally, they have their own unique points. Now that we're all rank 6, some of the rank 6 genius martial artists in the restricted area are stuck at their peak and can't enter the higher ranks quickly. Then, they have enough time and capital to complete a high level of control over their own power. Fong Ping nodded slightly and said, "That's true. We're still too young after all. We might not be able to compare to those fellows." As he said that, Fong Ping grinned. "But it's okay. Rank 6 martial artists are nothing to worry about. Rank 6 powerhouses have 10,000 cal vitality. Even if these powerhouses have extremely high control over their power and have cultivated their combat techniques to perfection, even if they have 80% outburst, 8,000 calories vitality outburst. As for the power of mentality outburst, 1 hertz is equivalent to 10 calories vitality. As long as I can outburst 800 hertz mentality's lethality, it'll be enough to kill the other party. Because my mentality has materialized and belongs to the quality of a rank 7, under the same outburst, I can definitely kill the other party." Wang Jinyong frowned. When martial artists fight, they don't just look at these things. You should understand these things. Understood. Fong Ping smiled. When I was rank 3, Instructor Lee said this more than once. When martial artists fight, many things are looked at the same level with the same outburst and the same combat techniques. One person might be able to kill another in seconds. It depends on experience, combat talent, judgment of the situation, courage, boldness, and timing. I know all of these. Old Wang, don't think that I only know how to fight head-on. What you see is only the surface. Fong Ping sighed. The catacombs opponents I met in the Outland were either much weaker than me or much stronger than me. If they were weak, I killed them in seconds. If they were strong, I couldn't beat them. This has nothing to do with anything else. Moreover, in the Outland, I have to seize every minute and second, so I don't have time to seize the opportunity. Don't I know that if I seize the other party's weakness and wait for the right time, I might be able to kill the other party in 1 hit? I know, but who gives me the time to seize the opportunity and wait? So, don't think that I'm reckless. I have no other choice. Since I can kill the opponent quickly, then I'm too lazy to wait for the right time. Wang Jinyong still shook his head. I'm afraid that if you continue like this, you'll lose some of your combat instincts. Martial artists improve through battles. Combat techniques are also honed through battles. You have a gun with unlimited bullets in your hand, while the opponent only has a dagger. Both of you have the same strength. Now, all you're doing is firing bullets continuously, but you've never considered using the simplest method to kill the enemy. You've even forgotten your own combat instincts. Once the opponent has patience and waits for the right time, he might be able to kill you in 1 hit. Fong Ping, I think you should put more effort in this area. You have a clear understanding, but you're used to crushing the enemy head-on to kill the enemy. This isn't a good thing. In my opinion, you have many tricks up your sleeve. You don't have to crush the opponent the whole time. to kill the enemy. As long as you're the one who lives in the end, and the one who dies is the opponent, that's enough. Martial artists below peak rank, 7 have not honed their skulls. This is everyone's Achilles heel. Even if you cut off his arms or legs, he won't die. Even if you crush his internal organs, he might not die. But if you crush his skull, he'll definitely die. In the battle in Moon Laurel City, that powerhouse who achieved mentality-vitality fusion was exhausted to death by you in the end. You've also recovered your vitality and mentality many times. Originally, the battle didn't need to be so difficult. I didn't say that if you hadn't attacked first and waited for the right time, there was still hope that you could kill him in one hit. And your combat instinct is to charge forward directly. No matter how strong he is, he won't be able to recover quickly anyway. You'll be able to drag him to death sooner or later. Isn't that what you're thinking? But if you restrained your aura that day and hid in the dark, Iron Head, and I would hold him back and create an opportunity for you. You could have killed him in one hit, right? Although the result is the same, the process is different, and some things are different. Fong Ping, it feels good to crush the opponent head-on, but I think that using the least cost to kill the enemy is what we need to do now. Fong Ping rubbed his chin, understanding. I understand now. You think that I'm more suitable as an assassin? Wang Jinyang smiled bitterly. You can think of it that way. Every martial artist is actually an assassin. They all pursue a one-hit kill, and they all pursue using the least cost to kill the enemy. When we fight with the Catacombs martial artists, it's not a martial arts duel. The ones we met earlier were all civilian martial artists. You can wear them to death. But the geniuses of the restricted area, do they have life essence? Or in other words, can they recover quickly? If they can do it too, then your advantage will be wiped out. When that time comes, your combat instinct won't be as good as the opponent's. Maybe you won't last until the end, and you'll be killed by the opponent. That's true. As Fong Ping said that, he continued, actually, I have the same idea. I should major in 2 combat techniques, stepping techniques, and one-hit killing techniques. There's no need to learn any complicated routines. I'm fast, and I can fight and run. I can kill the opponent in one hit. If the opponent is careless, they'll die without any chance to turn the tables. If others can't kill the enemy in one hit, they might be powerless and can only wait for death. But I'm different. As he said that, Fong Ping's eyes flickered slightly. It's fine if I don't learn old Zhang's combat techniques. I should learn the blood saber technique. Also, I should ask if there's any way to increase my speed again, or if there's any speed-type mentality combat techniques. After mastering these 2, there's no need for me to learn anything else. When I meet an opponent, I'll kill them in one hit. If they don't die, then I'll continue. If they're too strong, then I'll run. Sai, I'm a martial arts prodigy, and now I'm thinking of changing professions to become an assassin. Forget it. For the sake of humanity, I don't care anymore. Wang Jinyang was speechless. However, Fong Ping's thoughts coincided with his. He also felt that Fong Ping should be this kind of assassin, an assassin with unlimited one-hit killing opportunities. This kind of person could kill more enemies in battle. As for whether the battle process was cool, gorgeous, or not, as long as he killed the opponent, he could say whatever he wanted. Fong Ping had thought it through. This time, he did not plan to learn the immortal vanquishing saber, but he could still take a look and understand more about the characteristics of mentality combat techniques. Every combat technique had something worth learning. Other than combat techniques, Fong Ping was still studying his own materialization. Other than smashing it like a ball, was there a better way to kill the enemy? Other people's materialization had some unique means. For example, Lu Fengru's phoenix burning the tree was not just a collision of light. That phoenix could erupt mentality fire, burning the opponent's mentality directly. It was very powerful. How am I supposed to use this thing of mine? Fong Ping looked at the basin-sized city model in front of him, slightly distracted. Maybe I can envelop the opponent and self-destruct directly? Fong Ping thought about it and shuddered a little. He was so evil. Why would he have such an idea? Can I envelop the opponent? I should be able to. I can envelop the opponent directly and self-destruct with a bang. The opponent will probably be dumbfounded. Chapter 538. When Fong Ping was studying the materialized object, he also discovered something very interesting. Why can't Dad, Mom, and Gungan show their real faces? In the energy room, Fong Ping zoomed in on Sun City, mainly showing his home. There were 3 shadows in the house. Previously, there seemed to be a voice coming from it, but now it was gone, as if it was a dead thing. The 3 figures seemed somewhat illusory, not very lifelike. Compared to the houses, they were not very realistic. Lao Wang. You know the reason? At this time, no matter how much mentality Fong Ping consumed to fill it up, he could not make the 3 apparitions materialize completely. On the other hand, he could do it for the other houses. As he consumed his spiritual energy to replenish and fill in the gaps, the floors that were originally just shells were being perfected by him, as if they were real. Wang Jinyang thought about it and said, I don't think there's a way to materialize a human. Li Hansong added, That's true. I've never heard of anyone being able to instantiate a human. It's not just humans. Even the catacombs humans can't do it. When they said that, Fong Ping suddenly understood. No wonder. It was no wonder that Lu Fengru had come up with a phoenix burning tree instead of directly burning the Sky Gate city governor. Fong Ping had always been a little puzzled. Why did they have to make it so complicated? They even had to make a substitute. From the looks of it, the divine gate tree had only appeared because Lu Fengru could not materialize a real person. You're right, Fong Ping chuckled suddenly. If I really materialize humans, it'll be fine if they're high-ranked powerhouses, but those middle-ranked and low-ranked ones won't be able to distinguish reality from illusion. If I materialize their relatives, won't these people fall for it completely? Thinking of this, Fong Ping's interest was suddenly piqued. He grinned and said, Old Wang, tell me if I really materialize Sun City into reality, then destroy the real Sun City and throw my materialized object at its original location, the Sun City will be destroyed. Will the people of Yang City be bewitched and live in an illusory Yang City from then on? Wang Jinyang was speechless as he said, Firstly, materializing objects requires mental strength to appear. A Yang City that was the size of reality. Do you know how much mental energy it would take to maintain such a huge materialized object? No matter how fast and strong your spiritual power is, how long do you think you can maintain it? Half an hour? An hour? Secondly, what was fake. Buildings could be real, but what about eating, drinking, and defecating? Don't tell me you're going to send in supplies? All right, let's not talk about this. If you want to materialize a city as if it exists in reality, Fong Ping, have you thought about how long it will take? Do you know how many years the Vice-Chancellor spent to materialize NMHU? Even so, he was unable to complete it. The Vice-Chancellor had spent more than 20 years on a small NMAU, but he still could not fully materialize it. The Chancellor's NMAU was only an empty shell. One could imagine how difficult it would be to fill it in. Many experts materialized a mountain. A mountain was actually simpler than a building. It wasn't that complicated. However, even if it was a mountain, if the experts wanted to make the mountain seem real, they still couldn't do it. It was just too difficult. If they had the time and energy, they wouldn't spend too much time on materializing objects. Instead, they would train their mental strength and improve their mental strength. Fong Ping nodded. but still smiled. If they can't do it, that doesn't mean I can't. You don't say. I've noticed that after martial artists reach rank 8, they don't seem to care too much about materialized objects. When they reached the 8th rank, they cared more about the golden body. However, once the materialized object reached 8th grade, would its combat power really not be strong enough? That's not it. How could a mentality amalgamation be weak? It's just that everyone can't spend too much time on it, and they don't have enough mentality to do these things. I still want to give it a try. I'm ready to materialize Sun City. Fong Ping's eyes lit up. If I materialize a city, the materialized object will be like a substance. How heavy is a city? When I do it one day, won't I be able to destroy a royal city with one hit? Moreover, as long as the materialization is successful, even if it's destroyed, I can quickly complete a second materialization through recovery and repair. This means that as long as I have enough mentality, I can bring a city to destroy cities every day in the future for fun. Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong were a little tired. Li Hansong could not help but say, Fong Ping, you're materializing a peaceful world. Nonsense! If we don't destroy the catacombs, how can there be peace? Peace is for humans. When it comes to the catacombs, we need to use the weapon of peace to get rid of them. Iron Head, does that make sense? Yes. That's right. Where does peace come from? I materialized a peaceful Sun City because I want to destroy the catacombs through the power of Sun City. This way, it fits the definition of peace. Seems like it. Li Hansong nodded. That made sense. If humans were at peace, it would mean that the catacombs would suffer. If that was the case, Fong Ping's materialization object was not just for show. Instead, it represented a weapon to achieve peace. Li Hansong was deep in thought. Wang Jinyang did not say anything else. Fong Ping could do whatever he wanted. Even if Sun City was not big, it was not that easy to achieve. Fong Ping could materialize a small district. According to Wang Jinyang's judgment, his mentality must be at least 10,000 hertz and above. That was something that only a peak rank 8 powerhouse could have. How strong a mentality was needed to materialize a city. Wang Jinyang dared not think about it. Would 100,000 hertz be enough? Probably not. Fong Ping's mentality of 1,000 hertz was enough to maintain his small house. Sun City was 10,000 times bigger than his house, 100,000 times bigger. How strong was a rank 9 powerhouses mentality? What about a rank 9 paragon? Perhaps even a rank 9 paragon would not be able to materialize a small Sun City. This was highly possible. Therefore, there were not many people who took the path of materialization object expansion when they reached rank 8. Everyone was more concerned about the strength of mentality itself. They would not insist on making the materialization object more detailed and strenuous. Of course, the more complicated the materialization object, the stronger its strength and toughness. Everyone knew this. If Fong Ping were to materialize a small district, he would be much stronger than others with the same mentality strength of 10,000 hertz. Other than researching the problem of materialization, Fong Ping was also researching the other functions of the materialization object. In his free time, Fong Ping experimented on Old Wang and Wang Jinyang and gained some results. There were many uses for mentality. The suppress word that Yang Daohong took out in the realm last time was actually a use of mentality. Of course, that referred to the one that Yang Daohong brought out. He himself used Vitality Force later. There were some differences between the two. Sometimes mentality was not only used to kill people. For example, it could be used as a barrier to seal some things or to suppress some things. Most of the time, simply relying on mentality to kill people might not be able to kill the opponent. However, if it was used as a support function, the effect might be better. It could help you gain an advantage in battle. While Fong Ping was researching the materialization object, he was also filling it up. His depleted mentality could recover quickly. This way, he could fill up the current Sun City from time to time. As for the blood saber technique, this was a mentality combat technique that was made public. Of course, this referred to being made public to high ranks. However, for Fong Ping, it was not difficult to obtain it because MCMAU had it. Fong Ping's own mission was to research the blood saber technique and fill up the materialization object. As for Old Wang and Iron Head, their mission was to seal the Sanjiao Gate. Under the situation where Fong Ping had become stronger, the speed of sealing the gate had increased greatly. In just a short 5 days, Li Hansong was only one step away from sealing the gate. May 25th, when the gate was only a little bit away from being sealed, Li Hansong suddenly called for a halt. When Fong Ping looked puzzled, Li Hansong grinned and said, "I want to try going to the sky too. Last time, you materialized your mentality directly. I don't want to materialize it. It's fine as long as I can release my mentality." Fong Ping, is there really a benefit to breaking through in the sky? Fong Ping was speechless. Were you really stupid or just pretending? Martial artists were no fools. Li Hansong was not stupid. He just felt that having hope was better than having no hope at all. Martial artists were all like that. In order to improve their strength, they were unwilling to give up any opportunity. In order to improve his strength, Qin Fengqing was willing to shave his head and eat dirt without hesitation. Although Li Hansong would not go as far as shaving his head for a few cal of vitality consumption, it was just breaking through in the sky. Who knew if luck would come? Fong Ping was helpless, but he still said, "It's up to you, but wait until night. Your life gate is sealed. It won't be good if someone sees it." Not many people knew about this, or rather, only 4 people knew about it at the moment. The 2 paragons might be able to see something, but the others were not so capable. Li Hansong and Wang Jinyong had never revealed their Sanjiao Gate in front of outsiders. A sealed life gate might cause some trouble. Rank 6 martial artists did not have to release their Sanjiao Gate intentionally during a battle, unless the battle was desperate, and they released their Sanjiao Gate. Activating the Sanjiao Gate would increase their combat strength. As for other times, it did not matter. However, breaking through was a must. After hearing what Fong Ping said, Li Hansong nodded hurriedly. It was true that they could not be seen by others. However, when the spirit gate was sealed again, it would be fine. Li Hansong was about to break through. Fong Ping also calculated his own consumption. The consumption was not high. Compared to his own consumption of 80 billion, Li Hansong's consumption was really not much. It was only 5 days, more than 50 hours. The aura simulation only needed to imitate Old Wang alone. Fong Ping imitated it casually. The consumption was not high anyway. The aura simulation only cost less than 4 billion. Fong Ping's consumption was not as high as before. In total, he spent more than 5 billion. This made Fong Ping breathe a sigh of relief. In this case, 10 billion for both of them was enough. On the night of the 25th, Li Hansong really went to break through in the sky. As for the result, it went without saying. Not everyone was like Fong Ping. Li Hansong's breakthrough, other than the sealing of his vitality gate, the energy feedback made his body stronger and his vitality higher. The change in his mentality was not too obvious. However, Fong Ping borrowed Lu Fengru's mentality detector and helped Iron Head do a check. Before breaking through, this guy's mentality was not low, more than 450 hertz. After sealing one of his gates, it was more than 470 hertz. Based on this, when the spirit gate was sealed and his main focus was to increase his mentality, he might reach the stage of external projection. Old Wang was almost the same. Although their mentality was not as good as Yao Qingjuan's, it was stronger than the average person. After the Sanjiao Gate was sealed, mentality could be released. This also meant that they could quickly enter the mentality-vitality fusion stage. Next, when his mental strength materialized, he would be able to step into the Grandmaster realm. Li Hansong did not achieve external projection, but he was not disappointed. He sealed 2 gates. Theoretically, he was upper stage rank 6. However, the life gate did not have energy feedback. He could only be considered middle stage rank 6. Li Hansong was stronger. Fang Ping was stronger too. This time, Wang Jinyang's cultivation speed was even faster. Fang Ping also realized the benefits of cultivating together like this. If everyone became stronger, it would be easier to continue and the consumption would be lower. On the night of May 29th, Wang Jinyang completed his breakthrough. At this moment, it was exactly a month since they came out of the Tian'an catacombs. Li Hansong and Wang Jinyang's rank 6 cultivation speed was faster than Fang Ping's. Fang Ping did not mind. These 2 guys cultivated so fast because of his help. No matter how fast they were, he broke through before them, and he was stronger. When Wang Jinyang broke through, Fang Ping took a look at his own data. The consumption of wealth was less than he expected. This made Fang Ping even more satisfied. Wealth, 529. 5 billion, convert, vitality. 8,800 calories. 8,999 calories. Mentality, 735 hertz, 1,099 hertz. Bones honed, 177 bones, 100%. 29 bones, 90%. Storage space, 100 cubic meters plus. Energy shield, 10,000 wealth/minute plus. Aura simulation, 100,000 wealth/minute plus. May 30th, Martial Arts Society. In Fang Ping's office, Chen Yunqi tidied up the office and glanced outside. She sighed softly. Fang Ping had not come out for a long time. Since returning from the Tian'an catacombs, Fang Ping did not show up much. Before this, Chen Yunqi was worried that there would be women seducing Fang Ping. Now that there were no women seducing him, Chen Yunqi was even more worried. 3 grown men holed up in the energy room in a cultivation room for 20 days. If she did not know that they were cultivating, Chen Yunqi would have some strange thoughts. Fang Ping did not seem to be very interested in women. She had been chasing after Fang Ping for a long time. In the end, although Fang Ping treated her better than other girls, he was still distant. There was no intimacy between couples. Fang Ping and those 2 men, however, stayed together in a small cultivation room for 20 days. Bastard! The mild-tempered Chen Yunqi suddenly cursed under her breath as she tidied up. She was not cursing Fang Ping, but Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong. These 2 men were so annoying. If they wanted to cultivate, they could just go home and cultivate, but they had to drag Fang Ping along. As she was cursing, someone hurried in from outside the door. When he saw Chen Yunqi, he smiled and said, "Sister Yunqi, you there? Not cultivating?" Chen Yunqi turned around and glanced, saying listlessly, "President Qin." Qin Fengqin grinned and said, "Not feeling well? It's okay. I'll tell you some news, and you'll feel better. I'm upper stage rank 5. Chen Yunqi looked at him, speechless. After a while, she said, "President Qin, Fang Ping is not here." "I know he's not here," Qin Fengqin said proudly. "I know he's not here. That's why I came." Having said that, Qin Fengqin said loudly, "I broke through to upper stage rank 5. If Fang Ping was here, he would not have come. These few days, he was almost suffocated to death. Since cultivating until now, He had not stopped once, but Fong Ping and the others were pulling further and further away. He had not advanced a small stage in rank 5, but Fong Ping had already advanced to rank 6. Today, he had finally broken through to upper stage rank 5. Knowing that Fong Ping and the others were still in the cultivation room, Qin Fengqing specially came to the Martial Arts Society to show off. In the whole of MCMAU, other than that monster Fong Ping, was there anyone stronger than him? Of course. Instructors did not count. Other than him, among the students, Zhang Yu and Chen Wenlong were both early stage rank 5. Xie Lei had also broken through to early stage rank 5. That guy had also exploded recently. Even though they had reached the 5th rank, they were still 2 ranks below him. Qin Fengqing's cultivation speed was so fast. Even if he suffered a setback in front of Fong Ping and the others, he could at least put on an act in front of others, right? It had to be said that Qin Fengqing's shout had indeed shaken the martial arts club. Qin Fengqing had actually reached upper stage rank 5. Recently, Fong Ping had been in the limelight too much, and Qin Fengqing had been cultivating all this while. Everyone had not paid much attention to him until now. Not only did they not care, some people even thought that Qin Fengqing was a rank 4. The martial arts club became lively in an instant, and Qin Fengqing was also very proud. Just as he was feeling pleased with himself, Qin Fengqing's face froze. When I come out of seclusion, all of you come out as well. He had already sensed Fong Ping and the others' auras. Very soon, before Fong Ping could say anything, Li Hansong was already beaming with joy. Old Qin, I'm already a middle stage rank 6. Oh right, Old Wang is also a middle stage rank 6. Old Qin, you've also achieved upper stage rank 5. Not bad. Qin Fengqing's face froze. You're laughing at me, aren't you? He's definitely laughing at me. How long has it been since you broke through rank 6, and now you're already a middle stage rank 6? You even want me to live? Thinking of this, Qin Fengqing could not help but glance at Fong Ping again. These 3 fellows had achieved middle stage rank 6 so quickly. There must be a secret. Among the 3 middle ranks, the cultivation speed of rank 6 was the slowest. It was not just because of the high rank. The key was that the Sanjiao Gate was sealed and external objects could not be used. It was unlike rank 4 and 5, where all kinds of resources could be used to assist. Advancing in a month, there must be something fishy. Qin Fengqing's eyes flickered, sweeping a glance at them. When Fong Ping asked these 2 fellows to come to MCMAU to cultivate, he already felt that something was wrong. Sure enough, Fong Ping must be the mastermind behind the scenes who helped them advance so quickly. I can't catch up to them, even if I cultivate like this. These fellows advanced so easily. Thinking of this, Qin Fengqing suddenly thought of something else. These fellows only cultivated together when they reached rank 6. Did it mean that before rank 6, Fong Ping's methods were useless? Once they reached rank 6, he could help people advance quickly? It had to be said that Qin Fengqing's judgment was very good. With this judgment, Qin Fengqing had a plan in his heart. Looks like I have to reach rank 6 first, then think of a way to let Fong Ping help me advance. At most, I will cry again. What's there to be afraid of? Qin Fengqing pondered about these, preparing to go down to the catacombs again. Now, he was still far from rank 6. He had not reached peak yet, and the Sanjiao Gate had not materialized. It was still too early. However, he would not stop until he had exhausted all his resources. Now, he was out of money again. At this point, he could only go down to the catacombs a few more times and quickly achieve rank 6. With this plan in mind, Qin Fengqing did not say anything else. Without saying goodbye, he left quickly. Watching him leave in a hurry, Fong Ping felt a little helpless. This fellow's cultivation speed was very fast, okay? He wondered if he was going to continue going to the catacombs. He understood Qin Fengqing quite well. He had broken through his realm and exhausted all his resources. It would be strange if he did not go down to the catacombs now. Before he had time to think about Qin Fengqing, Chen Yunxi saw that he had come out of closed-door cultivation and asked him about it happily. After chatting for a while, Chen Yunxi said, "There's news from the Ministry of Education. They want you all to gather in Capital City as soon as possible. The youth competition will be held in Capital City." Did they say when exactly? They didn't say. They want you all to gather first. We'll make arrangements when the time comes. Got it. Chen Yunxi reported the news. She did not say that she would go with them. Fong Ping was still a little surprised. He thought that Chen Yunxi was going to go too. He did not expect that she did not even mention it. However, Chen Yunxi did not mention it, and Fong Ping did not mention it either. Now that everyone's time was tight, it was better to focus on cultivation. Capital City, Fong Ping murmured. He had seen a few foreign martial artists before. He had seen rank 8 helping him recover his flesh. However, he really did not know the specific combat techniques of these people. Chapter 539. 1st of June. Outside Capital City Airport, Bastard, a petite and exquisite girl, suddenly scolded. Seeing that someone was looking at her, the petite girl said fiercely, "What are you looking at? I'll kill you with my axe if you keep looking." President Ling. Han Su looked helpless. He smiled apologetically at the passers-by and said, "Don't vent your anger on others. Martial artists don't practice martial arts to bully their own." Ling Yi had an impatient look on her face as she said, "Stop lecturing me. I didn't kill him." Ling Yi was furious again. She said angrily, "What the hell is Li Hansong doing? He wants to be an instructor at MCMAU. This bastard, I really want to kill him with my axe." Li Hansong was going to be an instructor at MCMAU. In June, the seniors of martial arts universities graduated. The president of the Martial Arts Society, Li Hansong, had stepped down as president in May. His successor was Han Su, an upper-stage rank 4 martial artist who was still a sophomore. Ling Yi, a junior who was also an upper-stage rank 4, was the vice president. A year ago, an upper-stage rank 4 martial arts society president was extremely powerful. Before Fong Ping and the others, rank 4 was rare among the martial arts society presidents. In 2009, however, the golden generation of martial arts society presidents appeared. MCMAU Fong Ping, middle stage rank 6 mentality materialized. CCMAU Li Hansong, early stage rank 6. NMAU Wang Jinyang, early stage rank 6. FMS Yao Qingjun, peak rank 5. NMS Xiao Yuming, early stage rank 5. SNMAU Lu Shiji, early stage rank 5. SCMAU Qinhaoren, early stage rank 5, rank 6S, and rank 5s came one after another. Rank 4 had almost become the standard for every school. Even some normal martial arts universities and non-professional martial arts universities had forcefully spent resources to push their elites to rank 4. It was embarrassing to be the president of the Martial Arts Society when one was not rank 4. However, after this short period of glory, everyone except Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang had graduated. Ling Yi did not see anything wrong with Han Su taking over as the president of the Martial Arts Society of each school. CCMAU was still as strong as ever. As for Li Hansong, Ling Yi had initially thought that he would definitely stay in CCMAU. However, the key point was that she did not expect that Li Hansong, whom CCMAU regarded as a glory, would actually go to MCMAU. In the past few days, there had been news. Lee Han-song submitted his resume to MCMAU. MCMAU's University Council had already reviewed and approved it. Lee Han-song was about to enter the School of Weaponry as the instructor for the next batch of new students. A rank 6 powerhouse, and such a young prodigy at that, had gone to MCMAU after graduating from CCMAU. Not only was he a rank 6, but he was also the former president of the Martial Arts Society, a representative of the students. For the past few days, some of the CCMAU students had been scolding Lee Han-song to death. Even if Lee Han-song went to another school, they would accept it. Of all people, he had to go to MCMAU. This was a school that had stolen their position as the #1 famous school. Traitor! Traitor! All of these titles were attached to Lee Han-song's head. How much he worshipped her in the past was how much he hated her today. Although Ling Yi did not hate him, she was extremely furious with Lee Han-song. Why did this guy want to go to MCMAU? Today, Lee Han-song returned. On one hand, it was to participate in the youth competition. On the other hand, it was to return to CCMAU to complete the final graduation procedures and leave the school completely. Ling Yi, who had received the news, did not wait for Lee Han-song to return to school. She waited at the airport. She wanted to ask, did this bastard's conscience get eaten by a dog? Did CCMAU treat him badly? Just as Ling Yi was still fuming with anger, someone suddenly said with a smile beside her ear, "Lil Chesling, you're too kind. You even came to pick us up. I'm flattered." Fong Ping. Ling Yi was furious. One of the two people she hated the most in her life. The first was Fong Ping, and the second was Lee Han-song. Now, both of them were here. Ling Yi ignored him. She glanced at Lee Han-song, who was beside Fong Ping, and said angrily, "Lee Han-song, you still have the face to come back?" Lee Han-song looked embarrassed. Fong Ping, on the other hand, continued with a smile, "Little girl, you—" Ling Yi was about to explode. "I'm 1 year older than you, and I'm also 1 year older than you. Who are you calling?" Fong Ping did not mind. He coughed softly and said with a slightly serious expression, "You're already a rank 4 martial artist. You don't have any self-control at all. Look at Han Su. He's much more mature than you. They say that women with big boobs are brainless. Forget it. I'm too lazy to talk to you. You're brainless even if you're not big. Why did Lee Han-song enter MCMAU? Don't you understand? How did you become a rank 4 martial artist? No wonder we were at the same rank when we were competing for the first place among rank 3 martial artists. Now I'm about to enter Grandmaster, and you're still lingering at rank 4. With your brain, that's all you can do." Ling Yi was about to go mad with anger. Fong Ping, on the other hand, kept a straight face and scolded, "What's wrong? Fong Ping, am a general of the military department. I'm teaching you a few lessons, and you still want to rebel?" With this accusation pinned on her, Ling Yi's face was frighteningly red. She was so angry. Han Su was a little helpless. He said, "Fong Ping, don't provoke her. Senior Lee's trip to MCMAU this time is indeed provoking some objections. Provoking objections means that you're not doing a good job as president." Fong Ping laughed. "Get in the car. I still have to teach you a lesson today. Making the previous president of the Martial Arts Society the target of everyone's hatred is not a way to prove your ability. Turning CCMAU's glory into a disgrace is also a disgrace to you." Han Su smiled bitterly. "Fong Ping, I really didn't mean that. I believe in Senior Lee. You guys—" Fong Ping had already gotten in the car. Behind him, Lee Han-song followed in silence. Wang Jinyang also followed with a calm expression. Once Fong Ping got in the car, he laughed. "You guys still can't see it. It's fine if others can't see it, but if you guys can't see it, then you're stupid. The World Martial Arts Universities are a family, or rather, all martial artists in the world are a family. What are we martial artists? We're warriors who resist the invasion of the catacombs. We're all comrades in arms. Comrades! I heard that someone actually entered MCMAU because of Li Han's song and called him a traitor. A traitor? Is that what a traitor says to a human hero? A bunch of newbies who have never entered the catacombs before. Where did they get the guts to bring such disgrace to a powerhouse who fought in the catacombs? Li Hansong has killed more martial artists in the catacombs than you've ever seen. You, Han Su, actually didn't think of forcefully suppressing this kind of dissent. You actually accompanied this brainless woman, Ling Yi, to question him? Fong Ping's face was full of dissatisfaction. He glanced at Ling Yi, who was glaring at him, and said softly, "Ling Yi, say it yourself. Is Li Hansong a traitor?" Ling Yi said angrily, "Then he shouldn't have gone to MCMAU. Can't he stay in CCMAU? Kmo." Fong Ping sneered. What can CCMU give Li Hansong? Help him become a grandmaster? At this time, humanity is facing a great crisis. Let me ask you, is it better to stay in CCMAU and continue to be a rank 6 instructor, or to go to MCMAU and become a rank 7 or even stronger grandmaster to protect humanity? When it comes to killing enemies, does it still matter if they're from CCMAU or MCMAU? When grandmaster powerhouses kill enemies, they only kill high-ranked powerhouses. How many people will die? A grandmaster is comparable to a regular army of 10,000 martial artists. No, even an army of 10,000 martial artists can't exhaust a grandmaster to death. Tell me, which is more important? You're a petty big shot. When you've reached the middle ranks, you still can't tell the difference. What face do you have to be the president of the Martial Arts Society? If everyone is like you, so petty. Just because Li Hansong didn't stay in CCMAU, you call him a traitor. Then, is there still hope for humanity? Ling Yi's face turned red from his words. Han Su looked embarrassed too. Soon, however, Ling Yi retorted. Then, if he goes to MCMAU, he can become a grandmaster. Nonsense. Fong Ping said proudly. Look, Li Hansong entered rank 6 at the same time as me, didn't he? And he only went to MCMAU for a few days, and now he's already a middle stage rank 6 martial artist. This is enough to prove everything, right? Middle stage rank 6. Both of them were shocked. Han Su could not help but ask, Senior Li, you're already middle stage rank 6? Yes. Han Su was dumbfounded. Ling Yi was also dumbfounded. How could he be so fast? Seeing their expressions, Fong Ping sneered. You understand now? This year, Li Hansong has hopes of achieving Grandmaster. And all this is because he went to MCMAU. If he stayed in CCMAU, would there be any hope? CCMAU's development in recent years has been stagnant. Many good seedlings have been delayed. You, Ling Yi, are also a well-known figure. You used to be in existence that suppressed Qin Fengqin. What about now? Now that Qin Fengqin has entered upper stage rank 5, rank 6 is imminent. You, Han Su, participated in the championship with me back then. I won't talk about myself. Your upper stage rank 4, and Chunyunshi is almost peak rank 4. And some of those who were weaker than you back then are also about to surpass you. Not just one person, but many people. And you, Han Su, are the current face of CCMAU, the president of the Martial Arts Society. In MCMAU, a rank 4 wants to be the president. Even rank 5 has to wait in line. Good seedlings have been ruined. Of course, it's also related to your lack of ambition. Back then, during the second championship, I already said that you can consider coming to MCMAU. No one listened. And now, I forgot to mention, Li Hansong coming to MCMAU is actually your vice chancellor's idea. You understand now? The opportunity is right in front of you. If you still have the heart to fight, for once, you can consider coming to MCMAU. But to be honest, MCMAU is not short of rank for students now. There are too many, almost 100 people. If you go to MCMAU, you'll only be normal students. CCMAU's isolation has made you look at the sky from the bottom of a well. Do you really think that you're so strong? Fang Ping's words were a blow to both of them and made them lose their composure. Li Hansong glanced at Fang Ping, his eyes full of helplessness. Why did he have to give them a good blow? Li Hansong felt that it was a blow, while Wang Jinyang felt that this guy was up to no good. Was he trying to lure all the good seedlings of CCMU to MCMAU? Was he not afraid that the grandmasters of CCMAU would go crazy? Fang Ping did not care about this. He was just saying it casually. But then again, if these people went to MCMAU, they would indeed have a bright future. At CCMAU, it was fine to teach students step by step. If they wanted to improve by leaps and bounds in a short time, it would be difficult, too difficult. If they went to MCMAU, they might be able to form a middle-ranked student combat team. Let these people go to the Tiananmen catacombs and fight with the Tiananmen catacombs martial artists. That place was now extremely suitable for middle-ranked martial artists to train. Fang Ping's words made Ling Yi and Wang Jinyang lose their composure. They were confused and fell silent for a while. Fang Ping saw the situation and laughed again. Of course, you don't have to go to MCMAU, but martial arts universities are one. You can work together on normal days. The capital city catacombs is a little more comfortable. It's fine if there's no fighting, but when there is, it's a battle between high ranks. If you have time, you can go to MCMAU for an exchange. You can also form a team and go to the Magic City catacombs together. At this time, there's no need to be so clear. MCMAU and CCMAU are actually all one family. Hansu took a breath and nodded. I will. Actually, I've also considered going to MCMAU to learn. In these 2 years, MCMAU has indeed developed very quickly. About Senior Li, I will explain clearly to the students. Li Hansong finally spoke. He said dryly, actually, it's nothing. I don't really care about these things. Don't say any more. Senior Li, it's true that we're too short-sighted. Hansu sighed softly. Previously, I heard people say that some grandmasters said that President Fang is the leader of the current generation of young martial artists. In our generation, no one has President Fang's vision, nor do we have President Fang's breadth of mind. When I heard this before, I was still a little upset. Now that I think about it, President Fang being recognized by the grandmasters is not just because of his strength. The grandmasters would not be so shallow as to praise someone as a leader just because of his strength. Li Hansong nodded in agreement. Fang Ping is worthy of the title of leader. If not, I wouldn't have gone to MCMAU. As soon as these words came out, Fang Ping appeared calm on the surface. In his heart, he had already rolled his eyes many times. Were the people from CCMU so easy to fool now? It seemed like he would not only be leading MCMAU, he would be leading the martial arts universities in the future too, right? The previous 2 martial arts society presidents of CCMAU had already treated him as a leader. What else could he say? As they chatted, Ling Yi's face was full of indignation. Was this bastard really as amazing as they said? All right, she admitted that Fang Ping was very strong. But if he was strong, how did he become the leader of their generation? In Ling Yi's gloomy mood, the car arrived at CCMAU. Li Hansong went to look for the vice-chancellor and Su Zhan. Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang did not follow. Both of them did not get out of the car. They waited in the car for a while. Soon, a sports car stopped next to them. As soon as the car stopped, Jiang Chao laughed and said, "Fang Ping, let's go. I'll take you for a ride." Fang Ping was speechless. They were martial artists who could perform the flight step. Who would care about this? Fang Ping could not be bothered with him. He said, "Why are you the one who came to pick us up?" "I'm just leading the way. I'm not a child. I'm a rank 6 martial artist. How could I possibly bring the wrong person?" Jiang Chao was unconcerned. He looked around and smiled. "Baldy didn't come? He's only a rank 5. He can't participate in the competition. Why would he come? That guy should have gone to the catacombs." As Fang Ping said that, he glanced at him and laughed suddenly. "Looks like you guys haven't been idling around these days. There's a little smell of blood on you." "Of course." Jiang Chao laughed. "This time, I killed 2 rank SIXs. Early stage?" Jiang Chao was speechless. Fang Ping guessed it right. How amazing. An upper stage rank 6 killing an early stage rank 6 is indeed amazing. Fang Ping joked and walked down the road. "Where is the competition being held?" "At the Martial Arts Association headquarters." "Which day?" "The day after tomorrow. That's the 3rd. Most of the others are here now. Only the people from Pantheon haven't arrived yet." Jiang Chao had been at the Martial Arts Association for the past few days. He had a better understanding of the situation. He said, "Fang Ping, you don't say. Before this, I thought that the people from Polaris were quite strong. Now, I know that we're not. Let's not talk about those from abroad. The central government and the military department sent 8 people. Damn, they're all martial artists above upper stage rank. 6. 4 upper stage rank. 6, 4 peak. One of them seems to have achieved mentality-vitality fusion." Fang Ping's eyes flickered. Were they that strong in the past? No, there weren't many peak rank 6 in the past. This time, there are too many peak rank 6. Jiang Chao continued. "Zheng Nanqi and Li Fei have also achieved peak rank 6. These 2 fellows are quite crazy this time. They've killed a lot of people in the catacombs. Fang Ping, don't underestimate them. Also, there are 2 newcomers from Polaris. They're also peak rank 6. Fang Ping asked doubtfully. 2 more? Weren't the 10 of you all the last time?" "No." Jiang Chao shook his head. "We were part of the last batch. 1 from each family came. Didn't I tell you? Polaris has a total of 13 families. Last time, 10 of them came. There are still 3 families who haven't sent anyone. This time, the other 2 families didn't send anyone either. Even the families of the 2 guardians didn't send anyone. Both of their families are considered to be on the military department's side. The people from the military department are from their families. I know them too. The 2 fellows who came this time are from the Yang family. Fang Ping, you have to be careful. I have to be careful." Fang Ping was amused. "Is it still because of what happened last time? But I've made myself clear enough. Even the government thinks that I only have credit. The Yang family doesn't remember my kindness. Don't tell me they want to find trouble with me." Jiang Chao said softly, "I heard that Commander Li and Minister Zhang preached for your vice-chancellor. Your vice-chancellor is preparing to break through to rank 9 in seclusion, excluding the Paragon Patriarchs. Rank 9s are the pillars of our families. When Grandfather Yang passed away, the Yang family declined completely. If you had given that rank 9 corpse to the Yang family, that rank 8 from the Yang family might have been able to break through to rank 9. Before this, they didn't know that the corpse's origin was still there. If they knew, they would definitely not let it go so easily. Now, The corpse's origin was consumed. They only found out about this after that. The Yang family almost went crazy. I heard that the rank 8 from the Yang family went to Mount Royalsea and complained to the other patriarchs. You also know that when Patriarch Yang passed away, the other patriarchs also remembered that the Yang family had it hard. However, the Paragon powerhouses can't make a move easily, even if the other rank 9s join forces to kill a rank 9. To be honest, it's almost impossible to get a rank 9 corpse that still has its origin. This time, the patriarchs have no choice. That's why they gave the Yang family 2 slots. Other than the 3 of you, the government has 8 slots, and Polaris City has a total of 9 slots. Of the 9 slots, other than the Shun and Chun families, 11 families will get 9. The Yang family alone will get 2. The other 3 families won't get a single one this time. This is also the patriarch's intention. The 2-peak rank, 6 from the Yang family, actually, they seem to be more than 30 years old. However, you also know that if they consume a little more life essence, it won't be a problem to recast their bones. In order to let them enter the restricted area and become grandmasters, the Yang family must have spent a lot of money. Fong Ping said impatiently, "That has nothing to do with me. They can enter their own places. Do you think they can snatch mine?" Jiang Chao said softly, "That's hard to say. If they snatch it from the foreigners and don't get it in the end, we can still snatch it ourselves." Of course, everyone didn't do that in the past, but it's hard to say this time. You're very strong, so they might not dare to give you trouble, but Old Wang and Old Li can't. They've just entered rank 6. When the time comes, they might even eliminate them first. Otherwise, they'll wait for you guys to make a move, and when both sides are injured, then they'll come after you. In any case, you guys have to be careful. Fong Ping looked at him for a while. Polaris City's big spy lived up to his name. This fatty, he leaked all kinds of information. Logically, Jiang Chao and the Yang family were in cahoots. How long had they known each other? Jiang Chao chuckled. "Don't look at me like that. This time, I might have to enter the restricted area too. The 2 Yang family fellows aren't close to me. If I go in, do you think they'll take care of me? But you guys are different. Fong Ping, I risked being beaten to death to leak information to you. If we really enter the restricted area together, you have to take care of me. You martial arts university people are awesome, killing people like killing chickens. The restricted area is very dangerous. Every time we go in, more than half of the people die. I don't want to die, but if I get a slot, I have no choice but to go. You're only upper stage rank 6. You can snatch it, but the Yang family's paragons can't." Fong Ping was speechless. "Are you kidding me?" Jiang Chao snorted. "What do you know? When the time comes, I'll find the weakest one to challenge. If I win, I'll probably get a slot. You guys still have to wait for others to challenge you." "Why?" "Nonsense." Jiang Chao was really disdainful now. He said exasperatedly, "My old ancestor is amazing. The Yang family doesn't have a paragon old ancestor. Of course, it's not safe. It's the same for you guys. Can I be the same? Even among the paragons, my old ancestor is one of the best. As long as I win one, 70 people, 30 slots. If I win one, then it's more or less a choice between 2. Who would dare to find trouble with me? After all, 30 slots is not a small number. It's not just me. For the other 5 places, you should take it easy too. Try your best to defeat those without paragon old ancestors. There are a total of 50 people participating, but there are not that many paragon old ancestors. Under normal circumstances, a paragon old ancestor will only send one descendant. In this way, there are still many people without paragon old ancestors. These people can defeat them. Of course, in the end, you can find some weak paragon old ancestor descendants to bully. Don't be afraid. Sino Nation isn't afraid either. However, it's best not to find trouble with the descendants of Heaven of Gods, Sun God, or God of War. Otherwise, their old ancestors will be unhappy and remember you. If they find trouble with you, you'll be finished. Fong Ping was speechless as he listened. At this time, he still had to find someone without a strong backing to bully. This fatty looked confident. If that was the case, this fellow's old ancestor was also the top-notch kind among the paragons. Just as Fong Ping was thinking about this, Jiang Chao said again, "Also, don't fight all of them. Each family has to leave a few. For paragons like Totem City, there are fewer. Leaving one or two is enough. There are a lot of paragons, like Heaven of Gods. You have to leave at least 3 or 4 for them. If you defeat all of them, then you're not leaving them any face at all." Fong Ping was speechless. He said, "You have a lot of tricks. If I knew this, I would have just divided a few for each family. Why fight for slots? Is this a joke?" Jiang Chao chuckled. "You don't say. It's just a joke. The old ancestor is afraid that we'll really be useless. That's why he purposely created a competition. It's so that we can learn from each other in a relatively safe manner. Everyone's status is about the same, their age is about the same, and their ranks are about the same too. No one is willing to submit to the other. That's why this kind of competition was created. As for you guys, you're the ones who got in through connections. We're not the ones who got in through connections. You guys are. Minister Zhang insisted that you guys come. You guys don't have a powerful old ancestor either. Of course, it'll be harder than us. That's only fair. What do you think?" Fong Ping thought about it and nodded. "That makes sense. These slots were originally yours. Now that we outsiders want to take them away, it'll be difficult for us." "Fong Ping, I knew you'd see through it." Jiang Chao grinned. "It's so refreshing to talk to smart people. Those fellows from the military department and the government have lost their minds from practicing martial arts. Some of them are especially unhappy with us. They don't even think about it. If it weren't for Commander Li leaving and the Chun and Shin family's old ancestors going to the House of Guardians, the people of Star Town would have fought for the slots themselves. They have 8 slots, and those were fought for by these 3 paragons. Including you guys, they gave you 11 slots. Even Star Town doesn't have as many as you guys. We're the ones who are unhappy. Of course, I'm fine with it. Actually, I don't really want to go, but my grandfather said that if I dare to be a bystander, he'll throw me into the catacombs and leave me alone." Jiang Chao looked helpless. He sighed. "That's why I have no choice but to fight for it. However, there are people in Star Town who really want to enter the restricted area. After all, everyone wants to become a grandmaster. It's very easy to become a grandmaster in the restricted area, provided that you're still alive. Even if we don't count the Chun and Shun families, there are still 10 paragons in Star Town after the fall of the Yang family's old ancestor. Now, there are only 9 slots. Each family doesn't get a single one. Don't you think Star Town is the one who should be unhappy?" Fong Ping nodded. After nodding, Fong Ping smiled. "You've said so much. You don't want me to be unhappy. When we enter the restricted area, I'll take care of you. Is that what you mean?" "That's exactly what I mean. Don't tell me that your old ancestor won't care if you die in the restricted area. They won't care." Jiang Chao exhaled. "Once we enter the restricted area, life and death are determined by fate. They really won't care. We're going there to become grandmasters. If they even care about this, then there'll be no sense of danger. Then we might as well not go. Usually, when we're in the catacombs' outer realm, there's someone to protect us. This time, when we enter the restricted area, we'll really have to rely on ourselves." Otherwise, do you think I'd say so much to you? Fong Ping, don't worry. Look after me. If there's any top secret information, major events, or the movements of the paragons, I'll tell you guys secretly. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. This fatty was godly. In the past, he would have been a traitor for sure. Wang Jinyang was also dumbfounded. He had to admit defeat. This guy wouldn't rely on the catacombs to survive, would he? Jiang Chao seemed to understand what Wang Jinyang meant. He immediately said seriously, "Don't worry, I won't rely on the catacombs. Besides, if I really dare to, my old ancestor can personally beat me into minced meat. If the descendants of the paragons rely on the catacombs, they'll be killed without a doubt. Even the powerhouses of the catacombs won't do anything." Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. He said, "So you really had this idea before? Fatty, with your unscrupulous character. I have to guard against you, lest you betray me one day." "What are you saying?" Jiang Chao was a little indignant. "Even if I betray someone, it depends on who it is. Tell me, are you a bad person? Is Old One a bad person? That can't be right. I only did it because I felt that you guys were more reliable. That's why I did it. If it was someone less reliable, would I do it? Counting on others is not reliable. Those fellows in Star City are not very reliable. I'm doing this because I trust you guys. I'm willing to do anything for you guys. How dare you guys doubt my character? Don't worry, I, Jiang Chao, am also a man. If you guys really want to protect me, I definitely won't do something ungrateful, right?" Fong Ping had his reservations. His grandpa had almost sold out Startown. You don't know much. Otherwise, you would dare to say anything to others. The last time they went to the bounded boundaries, this fellow revealed everything to Qin Fengqing. Most importantly, this fellow also liked to eavesdrop on their elders' conversations. The information he revealed was more confidential than Su Zissou and the others. Fong Ping glanced at Old Wang. Old Wang shook his head slightly. It was not a rejection, but he did not care about this. Fong Ping could do whatever he wanted. If they really entered the restricted area, Fong Ping would decide whether to protect this fellow or not. Fong Ping did not say much. He said casually, "We'll see when the time comes. We don't know the specific situation yet." Jiang Chao smiled like the Maitreya Buddha. "Look, I'm so smart. Although Fong Ping said to see when the time comes, I've already worked so hard. Every time I sell information to you guys, how can I refuse?" A rank 6 mentality materialized was no weaker than those who had mentality-vitality fusion, maybe even stronger. This was called reliable. Chapter 540. After chatting with Jiang Chao for a while, Li Hansong returned. Li Hansong's eyes were slightly red. He might be an honest man, but he was still an iron-blooded martial artist. He could not hide his emotions, as if he had been crying. Seeing Fong Ping and the others looking at him, Li Hansong forced his front teeth and laughed dryly. "It's done. We can go now." Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang did not say anything, but Jiang Chao chuckled. "Old Li, what happened? Did your girlfriend run away with someone else?" As he said this, Jiang Chao glanced at Ling Yi and Han Su, whose expressions were complicated. He said with disdain, "You don't need this kind of woman. What's so good about a pretty boy? You, Li Hansong, are destined to achieve great things. This woman dumped you today. You'll regret it for the rest of your life." Jiang Chao's voice was especially loud. He said it for Ling Yi and Han Su to hear. He did not know either of them. Rank 4 martial artists like them were not worthy of his attention. However, Jiang Chao analyzed the situation and came up with a rough idea of what had happened. It was nothing more than that between a man and a woman. The woman dumped Li Hansong. and fell in love with the pretty boy. The pretty boy might have been Lee Hansong's brother in the past. Lee Hansong was an honest man. Although he was strong, he still chose to let them be. Just thinking about it made Jiang Chao feel bad for Lee Hansong. Of course, he despised Ling Yi and Han Su even more. His voice grew louder. "Old Lee, it seems like you like this type. If it really doesn't work out, I'll suffer a little. I won't chase Zissou anymore. I'll let you have her. Zissou is also petite, but in terms of body, she's much better than this flat one." The fatty spoke to himself, thinking that he was righteous enough to avenge Li Hansong. However, Jiang Chao quickly realized that something was wrong. Li Hansong and the others stared at him blankly. Not far away, the woman was glaring at him with a murderous intent. She had even taken out her axe. Jiang Chao's mouth twitched. Then, without another word, he got into the car and shouted, "Follow me!" With that, Jiang Chao's car drove away with a hum. After he left, Li Hansong said gloomily, "Is this guy an idiot?" Wang Jinyang looked up at the sky. "If you say so, then so be it. However, others had the right to call others stupid, but you, Tai Tu, shouldn't say such things." In the distance, Han Su had regained his composure. Keeping a distance from Zhang Xian, he did not walk over to send him off. Instead, he said, "I wish Senior Zhang all the best in the world. May you become a grandmaster soon." Li Hansong didn't say much and nodded heavily. Beside him, Ling Yi also looked at him for a while. She gritted her teeth and said, "You are the glory of CCMAU. You will always be. Even if you die in battle, remember to bury you in CCMAU." Li Hansong smiled. Han Su kicked Ling Yi lightly. Seeing this, Fong Ping was a little speechless. "All right, that's enough. Cell phone, internet, video chat. If that doesn't work, high-speed rail or plane. Which one of them wouldn't be able to meet right away? You're making it sound like we're going to be parting forever. That's enough. It's normal for martial arts university graduates to work in other schools. I can't stand you guys." Li Hansong was a little embarrassed by Fong Ping's words. Ling Yi said in embarrassment, "It's none of your business." "How rude. You have no manners." Fong Ping let out a humph. As he got into the car, he said, "Oh, right. Qin Fengqin said he likes you and has always wanted to pursue you. He was too embarrassed to say it, so I said it on his behalf. If you have time, you can go to MCMAU for a walk." Qin Fengqin even shaved his head to muster up the courage to confess to you. The scene was silent. Ling Yi's face was blank. What a joke. She knew Qin Fengqin. They had met a few times, but that guy liked her. Who was he trying to fool? At this moment, Fong Ping had already gotten into the car. He sighed softly. Martial artists don't talk about love affairs. The catacombs isn't fair. If you talk about it, you'll hurt yourself and others. I've said too much. Qin Fengqin could die in the catacombs at any time. Forget it. Let's not talk about this. Let's go. Having said that, the car started and left slowly. On the spot, Ling Yi was still in a daze. Then she scolded loudly, "Get lost. I'm not even close to him. What does his death have to do with me?" Scolding aside, Ling Yi waited until the car was far away before she suddenly blushed. She looked at Han Su and said, Say, do you really like me?" Han Su rolled his eyes. Ling Yi was probably not interested in Qin Fengqin. The key was that no one chased after this fierce woman, and no one dared to. Now that she heard that someone liked her, she must be very happy. This time, he could tell that Fong Ping's words were 100% fake. However, Han Su suspected that if he said that, Ling Yi would either beat him up or think that he, Han Su, was jealous. The possibility was very high. This senior's brain circuit was also different from others. What if she thought that he was jealous and latched onto him? Thinking of this, Han Su said seriously, "It's very normal. A young martial arts powerhouse like Qin Fengqin admires a female martial arts powerhouse of the same age like you. Senior Ling, you don't have to care about him. There are many people who like you. It doesn't matter if he's the only one." Ling Yi nodded reservedly. "Yes, there are many people who like me. Who does Qin Fengqin think he is? Just this guy next to me pestered me all the time. He might be interested in me too." Thinking of this, Ling Yi suddenly snorted. She glanced at Han Su, carried her big axe, and walked away arrogantly. She did not care. He was so weak that he could not even compare to Qin Fengqin. Han Su shook his head, looking helpless. Crazy woman. In the car, Li Hansong did not know whether to laugh or cry. Old Qin didn't say that he likes Yi, did he? Don't try to matchmake them. Yi is very serious. If this, Fang Ping said with a smile, "I'm just saying. Qin Fengqin is very narcissistic. He doesn't like Ling Yi even if she pursues him." As he said that, Fang Ping smiled and changed the topic. "What did your vice-chancellor say just now?" Speaking of this, Li Hansong did not talk about Ling Yi. He said with a rare melancholy, "The vice-chancellor said that CCMAU has declined in his hands, and he's quite disappointed. He also said that MCMAU's old vice-chancellor died in battle. At least he got some glory." As Li Hansong said that, his voice became lower and lower. From what the vice-chancellor said, he might have the same thoughts. Fang Ping patted Li Hansong's shoulder and chuckled. "Don't worry. For someone like CCMAU's vice-chancellor, if he wants to fight to the death, it's not up to him. CCMAU doesn't have a good arrangement. No one will take over. He can't die even if he wants to." What he said was very realistic, but also very sad. Some people really wanted to fight to the death, but it depended on whether they could do it or not. MCMAU had a successor. Wu Quishan was that successor. CCMAU currently did not have a leading figure. No one could take over the vice-chancellor's position. At this time, even if CCMAU's vice-chancellor wanted to fight to the death, he would not have the chance. It was different from the previous Tiananmen battle. That was a national mobilization. If he really died in battle then, it could not be helped. Just as Fang Ping and the others were heading to the Martial Arts Association headquarters. Martial Arts Association. In terms of function, the Sino-Nation Martial Arts Association was an important department that governed all the martial artists in Sino-Nation. It was so important that, according to the definition, the Martial Arts Association was the department with the most power in Sino-Nation. In reality, although the Martial Arts Association was not an empty shell, its power was not too great. The 3 ministries and 4 houses were the most important departments in Sino-Nation. In the Martial Arts Association, only the president was a rank 8, and the deputy president was a rank 7 Grandmaster powerhouse. Currently, there were only 2 main tasks. First, to assess casual martial artists. In this case, it referred to the lower 3 ranks of martial artists. Second, to manage the ranking. Of course, the Martial Arts Association would sometimes organize some activities and competitions. Nowadays, some of the martial artist combat teams in various places were registered with the Martial Arts Association. In the Martial Arts Association, in a large open-air square. In the middle of the ring, 2 martial artists were sparring. Below the ring, some people were watching. Some were from the association, and some were outsiders. Below the ring, a young man with a crew cut and wearing a military singlet watched the sparring for a while. He looked bored and turned to look at Li Fei. He chuckled. "Little Fei, tell me again. How are Fang Ping and the others' abilities?" Li Fei did not say a word. The young man suddenly put on a stern face and shouted, "What kind of attitude is this? Is this how you treat your brother? Do you believe that I won't beat you up?" Li Fei looked aggrieved. After a while, he said, "I've said it many times. You keep asking. They'll be here soon. Can't you just spar with them yourself?" The young man sighed. I can't spar." At this point, the young man shook his head slowly. "I'm afraid that if I kill them, it'll be hard to explain. When powerhouses like us spar, it's also a matter of life and death. It's different from you kids." Li Fei was going crazy. He said in a low voice, "I'm peak rank 6. The young man in front of him was also peak rank 6. Both of them were in the same rank. Both of them were the same age, but the other was a few months older than him. What about now? This guy was acting like he was their elder, and they were kids. These few days, Li Fei was so angry that he wanted to leave the Martial Arts Association. Peak rank 6? The young man looked melancholy. He continued to sigh. Peak rank 6 and peak rank 6 are different. In my eyes, you're still kids who haven't grown up. Playing games is fine, but fighting to the death, you guys should just forget about it. Little Fei, the outside world says that military martial artists are first among their ranks, and martial arts universities are second. Actually, it's still wrong. In our opinion, there's no doubt that the military martial artists are first, followed by martial artists from the House of Guardians, martial arts universities, and the Department of Investigation Services. After that, it's the local government martial artists, followed by the middle and high-ranked martial artists in society. Lastly, it's the martial artists from Star Town. I'm talking about those below high ranks. That's why the gap between you and me is too big." The young man continued to shake his head. "According to this classification, although both of us are in the same rank, the gap is like heaven and earth. Don't talk to me about being in the same rank, kid." As soon as the young man said this, Zhang Nanqi and the others around him looked annoyed. This guy talked too much nonsense. 8 powerhouses from the central government and the military department had come. The others were very cold, but this guy was the only one who could not stop nagging. Nagging was one thing, but there was nothing they could do about it. There was no other reason. This guy was from the military, but he was also from Star Town. They were all Paragon old ancestors, who knew how many generations of ancestors they were separated from. He was Paragon Grandpa. Li Shun was this guy's grandfather. His background was frighteningly strong. The Li family's background was strong enough. One family with 2 paragons. Although Li Shun had already left Star Town and was now leading the military department, representing the government, it did not mean that he had fallen out with Star Town. The Li family's old ancestor in Star Town was also Li Shun's old ancestor. Li Shun's descendants truly had a heaven-defying background. Even the second generations of Stellar Sky City had to be courteous to them. Originally, everyone was too lazy to care about him. They each went their own way. "If you ignore me, I won't bother with you." However, this guy, Li Yiming, did not seem like someone from the military department at all. Military martial artists were usually quiet, but this guy just had to be talkative. Moreover, every word he said was the kind that hurt people's hearts. Zhang Nanqi and the others looked at Li Fei with some sympathy. "You're unlucky to have a cousin like this." Li Fei's grandfather and Li Jun were cousins. In their generation, their relationship was actually quite distant. However, for a big family, a few generations was not too far away. Once Li Yiming arrived, he kept asking Li Fei all sorts of questions. It was fine if he asked, but the thing was, this guy would hit them every time. At this moment, Li Fei wanted nothing more than to hack this bastard to death. Fong Ping's mentality materialization should be stronger than his, right? It's best if this bastard provokes Fang Ping and gets killed by Fang Ping. Li Fei knew himself well. He was indeed not as good as Li Yiming. This guy was wild and arrogant, but he had the right to be so. His grandfather was a paragon. His father was also a rank 8 golden body, and he himself was also a peak rank 6. He grew up in the military, or more accurately, he grew up in the catacombs. How could a peak rank 6 like this not be strong? But you're strong all you want. Aren't you embarrassed to always bully us? Li Fei cursed in his heart. Li Yiming did not care about him. He looked around, yawned, and said, "It's quite boring. Instead of watching you guys exchange pointers, I might as well catch 2 monsters and fight them. If I knew it would be so boring, I would have waited until the 3rd to come. When will Fang Ping and the others arrive?" Someone actually said that the kid is similar to my grandfather when he was young, and that he's the current martial arts leader. I, Li Yiming, haven't said anything, and this kid dares to say that. Li Yiming's face was full of displeasure. Next to him, a cold-looking young man said slowly, "When there's no tiger in the mountain, the monkey calls himself king. The real powerhouses are all hiding their strength and biding their time. For the sake of some empty reputation, the common folk don't know their place." Before he finished speaking, Li Yiming suddenly looked at him and scolded, "Get lost. Who do you think you are? I have the right to despise him. Who do you think you are? Are you trying to provoke me? Get lost now, or else I'll kill you with my sword." The young man who just spoke changed his expression. Li Yiming snorted coldly. "What are you looking at? You want to fight me? Don't look at us as equals. If you can take 3 of my swords, you're good. I despise people like you the most. You don't have any abilities, but you have a lot of tricks up your sleeves. I'll kill whoever I don't like. If you have the guts, kill him directly. Stop talking nonsense. You're already in your 30s, and you're still pretending to be young. Do you think I won't know just because you've changed your identity? Why don't you let your Yang Qing come? Yang Qing is more reliable than you guys by pretending to be young." As soon as he said that, another young martial artist in the crowd had an ugly expression. He said in a low voice, "Li Yiming, you're taking advantage of my patriarch's death. Get lost." Li Yiming scolded, "Don't F***king mention your background. You're better than me, so I'll admit that you're a man. Even if your patriarch is alive and you're as timid as a dog, I'll still look down on you. You're a peerless patriarch. My grandfather is still a peerless patriarch. What's so great about that? I'll become a peerless patriarch sooner or later. Hurry up and get lost. If you don't get lost and anger me, I'll kill you. Do you believe me?" Seeing the ugly expressions on the 2 young family members, Li Fei had no choice but to mediate. "Li, cousin brother, don't use vulgar language." So what if I use vulgar language?" Li Yiming looked disapproving. He crossed his arms and said casually, "If you don't use vulgar language, how can you call yourself a military martial artist? Our military martial artists go up and scold people. If we can beat them, we scold them. If we can't beat them, we scold them to death. We'll piss them off." Everyone was speechless. For a moment, no one said anything. At this moment, Li Yiming suddenly turned around and glanced at them. He squinted and smiled. "They're here. Speaking of which, I haven't really interacted with people from martial arts universities in so many years. I'd like to see for myself." As soon as he said that, a few figures walked toward them from afar. From afar, Jiang Chao laughed. "Fang Ping and the others are here." Jiang Chao was still laughing when a sword aura cut through the air and appeared in front of him in the blink of an eye. Jiang Chao panicked and scolded, "Mother of Asterisker, I didn't even provoke you." Bang! He was halfway through his sentence when Li Hansong stood up and smashed the sword aura with a punch. He curled his lips and muttered, "Child's play." Not far away, Li Yiming's eyebrows twitched. He said with a faint smile, "You're Fong Ping?" Li Hansong glanced at him and ignored him. Behind him, Fong Ping also glanced at Li Yiming and smiled faintly. "I'm Fong Ping. This brother here attacked us out of the blue. That's not right, is it? Pfft, I'm just playing. Why don't you give me a blow too?" "That won't be necessary," Fong Ping said and smiled. "I like using sabers. I'll give you one. You run away first." As he said that, a blood-red saber materialized in the air in the blink of an eye. The blood-red saber shot out, and the air seemed to tremble. Li Yiming, who had a playful look on his face just now, suddenly turned serious when he saw this. Then, Li Yiming suddenly turned around and ran. He was not the only one running. The people around him also fled at lightning speed. The blood-red saber in the air expanded in the blink of an eye. It grew bigger and bigger until it covered the sky. When the blood-red saber neared the place where Li Yiming had been, it suddenly expanded to its limit. The next moment, a deafening bang was heard. Boom! There was a loud explosion. When the smoke and dust settled, everyone could not help but look at the huge crater that was more than 10 meters in diameter and 5 to 6 meters deep. Fong Ping's expression was calm. He smiled and said, "I was just playing. Sorry for the embarrassment. Do you want to play some more?" As soon as he said that, countless blood-red sabers appeared in the air around Fong Ping. In the distance, the corner of Li Yiming's mouth twitched. Li Fei and the others were stunned. "You call this playing? A show of strength? The tables have turned." Before they could show their strength to the martial arts university people, the martial arts university people showed their strength to them first. Chapter 541. An outsider like Fong Ping was extremely arrogant. Li Yiming had given him a sword light, and he had returned with a sword light that was 100 times larger. Some people were dissatisfied, while others were cautious. Li Yiming didn't say anything, but a strange look appeared on his face. He grinned and said, "Interesting, there's actually someone more arrogant than me. Interesting, interesting." At Li Yiming's words, a few military martial artists looked at Fong Ping sympathetically. It was over. Li Yiming was interested in this brat. This brat was going to be in trouble. Similarly, Wang Jinyang looked sympathetically at the guy in the distance. It's over. Not only did he provoke Fong Ping first, but now he wanted to compete with him in terms of arrogance. It looked like he was going to continue playing with him. This kid was done for. Wang Jinyang calculated in his heart, how long would Fong Ping need to deal with this guy? Did he scam the other party to the point of losing his pants? Or did he dupe the other party to the point of being iron-headed and licking his boots whenever he saw him? The spectators on both sides were pitying each other, but Fong Ping acted as if nothing had happened. The crimson saber disappeared, and he laughed. "I was just joking. We're on the same side. How could we really fight? If you have the energy, you can kill a few catacombs with mentality-vitality fusion. It's better than wasting your vitality here." In his words, essence and blood fusion was like a cabbage that could be killed at any time. Li Yiming laughed when he heard that. "That's true. We're all on the same side. There's no point in fighting to the death. If we're going to do something, it's the catacombs martial artists. After that, the two of them walked toward each other at the same time. Then, like old friends who had not seen each other for many years, they hugged each other and patted each other's backs. "Nice to meet you. I'm Li Yiming from the military." Fong Ping, MCMAU student. Bang, bang, bang. While the two of them were talking, they clapped loudly and communicated with each other as they clapped. Fong Ping, I've long heard of your great name. It's better to meet you in person than to hear about you. You're overpraising me. The powerhouses of the military headquarters are still the best. They're willing to shed blood for us humans. Boom, boom, boom. At first, the two of them could still chat. In the end, under everyone's dumbfounded gazes, the two of them stopped chatting. Li Yiming's back was about to be punched through. On the other hand, Fong Ping's expression was one of agony. Li Yiming had a smug look on his face. However, as he hammered it, Li Yiming began to curse. He was still hammering. If he hammered again, he would really be pierced through. Also, there was something wrong with this guy. Just as Li Yiming was thinking about this, someone in the crowd suddenly exclaimed in a low voice. Fong Ping's clothes were torn. Then, a dim golden light appeared on his back. This is a 9th grade demonic beast inner armor. It's rank 9. All of them were rank 6 martial artists, so their judgment was not bad. Previously, no one had noticed. Fong Ping's martial arts uniform had covered his body, and no one had noticed what he was wearing underneath. But at this moment, everyone saw it. It was an inner armor made from the skin of a 9th grade demonic beast. When a monster reached rank 8, its body would be forged with a golden body. This kind of inner armor made of leather was not only a matter of defending against piercing weapons, but also had a certain energy isolation function. And at level 9, it would be even more powerful. Moreover, the inner armor that Fong Ping wore was not made from any random part of a rank 9 monster's skin. That was the most essential part. Li Yiming hammered for a long time, but neither of them used the tremor force, nor did they intend to shatter the opponent's internal organs. In this way, Li Yiming could not even penetrate the defense of the inner armor. At this moment, Li Yiming's face turned black. F***CKU, this bastard was still pretending to be in extreme pain earlier. So, you were just messing with me? Li Yiming pushed Fong Ping away. His face was dark, and he sneered. Well done, it's getting more and more interesting. Fong Ping smiled, as if he did not know anything. Brother Li, please excuse me. Rank 9 inner armor, is it? Looks like I'll have to wear my ultimate inner armor later. Fong Ping's pupils shrank instantly. Then, a brilliant smile bloomed on his face. He laughed and said, Brother Li, don't joke around. Impasse inner armor? How is that possible? You don't believe me? Li Yiming sneered. Usually, I'm too lazy to wear this thing. It's boring. If I were to fight on the ground, wearing this would be boring. Leather armor, inner armor, and the like were not considered divine weapons. Divine weapons could greatly increase combat strength, and they could be used as living things. These armors, on the other hand, were just inanimate objects. No matter how high their grade was, they could not be considered divine weapons. After all, no matter how strong the inner armor was, if a powerhouse crushed your mentality in an instant, you would still die. Even so, this kind of high-grade inner armor could sometimes be used to save lives, especially against those below the high ranks. Most people would not rely on mentality to fight, even if it was mentality-vitality fusion. It was impossible for a rank 6 martial artist to penetrate the ultimate inner armor, no matter how hard he slashed. The only way was to smash the other party's head or shatter the other party's internal organs. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. Military martial artist, surname Li, ultimate inner armor. All right, if he still could not guess the other party's identity, he would be really stupid. Li Shun's direct descendant. If he was not a grandson, then he was a great-grandson. After all, Li Jun was still young. Even if he was a son, it was still possible. Thinking of this, Fong Ping said with a smile, That's because I'm ignorant. Brother Li, you also know that martial arts universities are too poor, and their strength is also shallow. The inner armor I'm wearing is from our vice-chancellor. Fang Ping sighed and said softly, this inner armor is the only rank 9 inner armor that MCMAU has accumulated for decades. I don't know how many MCMAU instructors and students' blood it has been stained. Before I came, the grandmasters in the school told me that the people participating in the competition this time are all human elites. All of you use divine weapons like alloy weapons and drink life essence like water. But MCMAU can embarrass the martial arts universities too much. Not only the martial arts universities, but also Minister Zhang. We can't embarrass the old man. Getting an inner armor was just to look impressive. I didn't expect. Let's not talk about it. Fang Ping's face was full of sorrow, his face full of bitterness. Beside him, Jiang Chao and the others looked at each other. So familiar. So familiar. They had heard Fang Ping say this before not so long ago. First, he flaunted his wealth in front of them. Then he pretended to be ignorant and started to act pitiful, making everyone feel bad. After that, they lost 5 divine weapons in MCMAU. Now, this guy was here again. Zheng Nanqi glanced at Li Yiming, then at Fang Ping, wanting to say something but hesitating. Forget it. Let's not care about them. These 2 guys were not good people. Whether Fang Ping tricked Li Yiming or Li Yiming killed Fang Ping, that was their own business. Regardless of what they thought, Fang Ping quickly recovered his smile and said, we're all on the same side. Let's not talk about this. I like to make friends. Brother Yiming, we still have to work together to deal with the foreigners this time. I was just joking before. Don't mind it. Li Yiming looked at him for a while, nodded slightly, and said nothing. Wang Jinyang, on the other hand, glanced at Fang Ping. Was he going to make friends again? Could he not look at others with that kind of gaze when making friends? Li Yiming did not feel anything from Fang Ping's gaze. However, those who knew Fang Ping well knew that this guy was probably calculating other people's net worth. Wang Jinyang was too lazy to speak. At this time, a military martial artist who looked extremely calm stood up and said, General Fang, my name is Du Hong, and I'm also the temporary leader this time. Everyone get to know each other first. General Fang, you probably don't know much about the specific situation. I'll introduce you later. Du Hong was also the only powerhouse who had achieved mentality-vitality fusion among the people who came this time. If his surname was Du, then he was not a member of the Shun or Chun family. Fang Ping did not expect that the strongest person this time was not a descendant of a paragon. However, it was normal when he thought about it. After all, the central government ruled Sino Nation, and there were a lot of talents. Among more than 1 billion people, it was not difficult to choose a few geniuses to train. After all, the Paragon family only had so few people. There were a total of 20 people from Sino Nation participating in the competition. On the government's side, Fang Ping and the others were actually considered part of the government, representing the Ministry of Education. There were a total of 11 people. Among the 11 people, the weakest were Fang Ping, and the other 2, all of them were middle stage rank 6. As for the other 9 people, there were 4 peak rank SIXS for upper stage, and 1 middle stage. Su Zissou. Fang Ping was still a little surprised to see Su Zissou. This girl had been early stage rank 6 last time, and now she had improved and entered middle stage rank 6. Fang Ping did not know how long she had been stuck at early stage rank 6, but it should not be too long. However, participating in the competition as a middle stage rank 6, was she not sending herself to death? As if sensing that Fang Ping was looking at her, Su Zissou giggled and said, My family is just here to join in the fun. Among those under 30 years old, I'm the strongest in my family. However, if I'm lucky, there's still hope for me to get a spot. It was not that the other major forces did not have any middle stage, rank, 6 martial artists. They did, and there were quite a few of them. If she was lucky, she might not be unable to get a spot. When it came to fighting for a spot, these people would be the last to fight. The ones who would really fight first were Fong Ping and the others. Even if these people were very strong, a batch of them had to be eliminated first, the best of the best, and the rest would be left. Fong Ping understood and did not say anything more. At this time, Fong Ping also felt 2 unfriendly gazes. People from the Yang family. Fong Ping knew what was going on. He glanced at the 2 of them and did not say anything. He actually knew that the Yang family was unhappy. Yang Qing was very unhappy last time. There was no other reason. In the eyes of the Yang family, the spoils that Fong Ping obtained belonged to them. This was because Fong Ping himself had said last time that he took advantage of the situation. The ones who really crippled Rose City Lord were Tai Mu and Yang Daohong. According to the rules of spoils distribution, even if Yang Daohong died, he would still get a big half. However, that was a group battle, an official mission. Yang Daohong's trip to the bounded territory was not an official mission. It could only be considered as a private adventure for Star Town and even the Yang family. At this time, Fong Ping did not need to follow the rules of spoils distribution. He brought back Yang Daohong's remains and returned the rank 9 divine weapon. He had already done his best. That was why last time, even Nan Yunyue and the others did not mention the matter of the spoils being distributed to the Yang family. Whether this matter was divided or not, that was Fong Ping's own will. If Fong Ping was unwilling, no one could say anything. As for Fong Ping, naturally he was unwilling. What a joke! If Yang Qing from the Yang family had been more polite to him last time and thanked him a little, he probably would not have shared it, but at least he had a better impression of him. In the end, Yang Qing did not even say a word of thanks. Fong Ping could not be bothered with them. Fong Ping was sure that without him, not only would Yang Daohong and the others have all died, even the rank 9 divine weapon and corpses would not have returned. In the situation that day, if not for him, the last person to reap the benefits would most likely be the Rose City Lord. This was because the other party would not have been discovered in the beginning. Naturally, there would not have been a subsequent battle. If a hidden rank 9 appeared when both sides had exhausted their trump cards, those people would all die. Everything that the Rose King left behind, Fong Ping naturally wanted to take it for himself. After all, he was the one who obtained it. Du Hong was still helping to introduce everyone. On the government side, there were 7 other people. Other than Li Yiming, there was one with the surname Shun and one with the surname Chen. Moreover, they were all peak rank 6. In this way, the descendants of the 3 great paragons were all peak rank 6, including Du Hong. These were the only peak powerhouses in the government. The other 4 were all upper stage. 20 people, 8 peak, 8 upper stage, and 4 middle stage. 3 martial arts university students, including Fong Ping, were all middle stage. It seemed that martial arts university students were naturally the weakest. However, Fong Ping and the rest were the youngest. Even the oldest, Li Hansong, was only 23 years old. Fong Ping was 20 years old, and Wang Jinyang was 21 years old. The others, especially the 2 from the Yang family, were all over 30 years old. Du Hong also happened to be 30 years old. Du Hong introduced for a while, then said, "The people from the other parties are almost all here. However, they are not here now. They are all at the hotel arranged by the government. The competition starts the day after tomorrow. The rules are very simple. Challenge. Everyone has the right to challenge 3 times, but they can only be challenged 3 times. In other words, the worst-case scenario is to fight 6 battles. The last 30 people left will have the quota to enter the restricted area. It's that simple. Fang Ping smiled. General Du, can people from the same force challenge people from the same side? There are no restrictions. Du Hong glanced at him, frowning slightly. After thinking for a while, he said, "But there's no need for this. We're all on the same side. Naturally, we'll be united against outsiders." Fang Ping chuckled. "Of course. I also hope that Sino Nation can get more quotas. If we can get 20 people, that would be even better. We can enter the restricted area together. Fang Ping, still have this big picture." After saying that, Fang Ping asked again, "How strong are the people from the other parties?" "I'm not too sure at the moment. However, according to a few grandmasters, their strength is not weak. There are many peak rank 6. There are also a few who have achieved mentality-vitality fusion. The other 5 parties also had dozens of peak-level powerhouses, which was much more than Sino Nation's total." Fang Ping was not surprised that Sino Nation had powerhouses who achieved mentality-vitality fusion. However, Fang Ping still asked, "Are there any high ranks?" "I'm not too sure about this." Du Hong shook his head. "The probability of a grandmaster appearing is very low. After so many years, there are only a few. Moreover, even if someone becomes a grandmaster before the age of 30, they might not come to the competition. Grandmasters, if they want to, they can enter the restricted area too. Of course, entering through the quota is relatively safer. Therefore, under normal circumstances, the youth competition is fought for by rank 6. Also, some grandmasters below the age of 30 have actually entered the restricted area before through the youth competition. In the batch 3 years ago, there were many who entered the grandmaster level. Many of them are not even 30 years old. However, they won't come to participate again. It's meaningless." Fang Ping nodded. Now that he mentioned it, he remembered. That was true. The batch 3 years ago, or even the batch 6 years ago, might not even be 30 years old now. After entering the restricted area, if they could become grandmasters quickly, they would not be over the age limit now. Then, will there be people who cheat and let those grandmasters who have not entered the restricted area change their bone age to participate in the competition? Fang Ping asked again. As soon as the words left his mouth, the faces of the 2 young family members darkened. It was possible to change one's bone age. In reality, a martial artist's age was sometimes very difficult to detect. Take Li Chongqing, for example. How old was he? According to his bone age, 1 year old, his original bones were all shattered. In the later stages, only some broken bones were remolded. The youth competition said that it was under 30 years old. However, as long as you did not have white hair and participated with an old face, most people would not care how old you were. Of course, if the other party was a grandmaster powerhouse, they would have to consider it. If someone really came to expose them, would they still be able to keep their face? More or less, grandmasters had some fame. Some grandmasters had been famous for decades. If they wanted to pretend to be young, they would have to see if others would agree. The 2 young family members were not famous. They were just normal peak rank 6 martial artists. If they consumed some life essence and remolded their bones a little, not many people would care if they fooled them. Du Hong looked at Fang Ping again, a little helpless. Was he taking the initiative to provoke the 2 young family members? Fang Ping really did not mean that. He was talking about grandmasters. He could not be bothered with these 2 guys who were not even grandmasters. Du Hong pondered for a moment and said, "The probability is not high. Even if we are not familiar with some people, it does not mean that others are not. If they have really become grandmasters and are over 30 years old, they usually will not participate. Understood. Fong Ping nodded. It was a simple rule, but it sounded very loose. However, it was a game. A game prepared for these rich second generations did not need to be so strict. There was a wide range of maneuverability. There was no limit on how many rounds they had to win. If they won one round, they would qualify. No one would challenge them. In the end, they could still get a spot. If they won 5 rounds, they would be defeated in the last round. Sorry, they would not have a chance. The chances of the rich second generations fighting one round were higher. As for Fong Ping and the others, they might have to fight all 6 rounds to get a spot. If I want to get a spot, I have to at least leave myself a chance to challenge until the end. Even if I don't use it, it's best not to use it all. Fong Ping had a plan in his mind. Maybe he could take the initiative to use up all 3 chances to be challenged. That way, he would have the upper hand and could fight whoever he wanted. Fong Ping glanced at Old Wang and Ironhead. Should the 3 of them fight among themselves first, challenge each other, and use up all the chances to be challenged? As he was thinking about that, Du Hong added, "Oh, right, challenges have priority. Mentality, vitality, fusion starts first, and it goes down according to the strength level." Fong Ping could not help but frown. That means that us middle stage rank SIXS will be fighting those foreign mentality, vitality, fusion powerhouses. Their ranks were the lowest. As for Su Zissou, she had a paragon ancestor. Under normal circumstances, those people would not attack these people first. Fong Ping and the others would naturally become the targets of all parties. Although Du Hong did not want to admit it, he had to nod. Indeed, the few of you, your opponents, are most likely mentality, vitality, fusion powerhouses. Of course, you might not be challenged. However, Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong will definitely be challenged. Therefore, when facing a mentality, vitality, fusion powerhouse, everyone must be careful. There's another rule: no surrendering. So, once the other party attacks, they might injure you severely and not give you the chance to challenge others. It's useless even if you have 3 chances to challenge. No surrendering. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. I can't surrendering even if I'm beaten to death? If you lose your combat strength, the other party will also stop. However, if you're careless and get killed, there's nothing you can do. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. I understand. This is also targeted at us. As for the others, they won't be killed. Du Hong's expression was helpless. Yes, this was only targeted at them and Fong Ping. If they participated in the competition, their lives would be in danger. As for the descendants of the Paragon, there was no such thing. It was just that realistic. Even if he had mentality, vitality, fusion, his life might still be in danger. However, a middle stage rank, 6 like Su Zissou, would not be in danger. Fong Ping did not ask anymore. He understood the rules. As for Old Wang and Ironhead, Fong Ping did not think that they were any worse than mentality, vitality, fusion martial artists. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.